Welcome to the 2025 Big Z Sports High School Football Postseason Awards Show, presented by the Kime Company, live from Point Dining in New Philadelphia. Tonight, the Big Z Sports team will talk with area coaches about the 2025 season and hand out their end-of-season awards. Now, let's head to the Hartzler's Quality Housing Mobile Studio, live from Point Dining with Big Z Sports.
Nuts. Welcome to the Point Dining, our 2025 fall season wrap-up show brought to you by the Kime Company. Chris Kale, Adam Sweski, and the one and only Roger Metzger here with you. And guys, I can't believe that football season has come and gone. It is. We talk about it every week on the Big Z Sports Show.
We do.
How fast it goes.
Yeah.
And it is. I can't believe it is state championship.
It gets to week 5, and then it's all downhill.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
It is literally downhill. We've already done a couple basketball games.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's
just the way it all played out. You know?
It is. The only bad thing is last year at this time, we had a team still playing.
Yeah.
This year,
and that's too
one
bad.
game
yeah,
short.
Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah.
What a game it was.
What a great year it was.
What a great year across the board.
Yes.
We had a lot of teams make good runs. A lot of teams have some turnaround seasons. And really looking forward to getting to talk to some of the coaches tonight. And, of course, we've got our awards to give out as well. Yeah. And that'll be a good time.
It will. And, you know, we're just going to, as we talk to coaches, if those players are here, we're not going to hold them up. You know, we went back when we were kind of getting a feel for this whole thing. We used to have them wait until the end. No, if the coach is here, if they're getting an award, guess what? That's when it's going to go down. Because we'll put them on together.
Yeah, we're not going to wait a kid stay here for 3 hours waiting on all these coaches to go through and then say, oh, hey, by the way, our Big Z Sports Player of the Year. Look, ideally, you have everybody come, all the players come at the end, but that's not the way it works because we want to let those players get on with their coaches.
And
they want to hear from them. They don't want to hear from us.
And here's the deal. Some of them are athletes. Some of them have things going on, so all the schedules aren't going to line up either. So
not all going to line up. So nonetheless, Raji, it was a great season.
It was. Like I said, just too bad that Indian Valley is not in the chance to repeat. I mean, like I said, they had a great game against Glenville. To fall down 20-0 and to come back and take the lead. And it was just a very good Glenville team. It just happened to upend you.
And I got to give a shout-out to Nick and Shannon. They did an absolutely outstanding job on that call. Mm-hmm. You could see the excitement for both teams across the board. It was just, they did a phenomenal job all season.
Yes.
Our play-by-play teams did an awesome job, but just the professionalism that they did in that game was just
I really like
second
to
to
those
none.
Guys. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, they do a great job.
Yeah, it was a good year, and I'm sure you're already probably working on stats for next year.
We're going to go there. I mean, so that's how we lead off the wrap-up show brought to you by the Kime Company. That's my cue.
I said he's already working on stats for next year.
So that's hey, just so everybody knows, here's the stat sheets.
That's right, man.
Okay, we've got them all set and ready to go.
I'm glad you're so prepared.
We got to make sure we're prepared. Listen, that's what it's all about.
Prepared is better than unprepared.
You know who else is prepared?
Who was that?
Stumpy. Stumpy was well prepared last night for our basketball game, and what happened? We had an overtime thriller that went off without a hitch.
Yep.
That's what happens when you're prepared.
That's right.
Some people can't be like somebody else that just goes off the cuff every time.
You know who else is prepared?
Who?
Head coach Matt Turko.
He's
going to join us here in just a minute.
He's prepared.
All right. So for Adam and Roger, you probably won't see Adam the rest of the night. Shannon's giving me the time signal. We've got head coach Matt Turko coming up next when the season wrap-up show brought to you by the Kime Company returns from the Point Dining in New Philadelphia.
We invite you to discover Kime Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Kime is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Kime Home Center in Charm or online at kimehome.com. Kime, built on trust since 1911.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products? DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC Vitamins and Minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
Welcome back to the Point Dining, and we are going to welcome in our first coach of the evening. It is head coach Matt Turko of the Malvern Hornets. And Coach, hopefully you had a good start to your holiday season, and I know you got a bundle full at home. That makes Christmas fun.
It does. It makes it interesting and expensive at the same time.
Expensive. There's no doubt about that, Coach.
You didn't know that when you were first starting out and having a family, right?
No, you're kind of, and then now you're going to go, I'm adding everything up, and we're like, oh.
And you know, this time of year when you get the kids out and you go sled riding and everything else, you're the one that has to pull them back up to the top. You forget that.
Yes.
We didn't have to do that when we were kids, right?
So, yeah.
And you're like, oh my goodness, like, is this really what I wanted to do? This wasn't on the bingo card of having kids.
No. Right? I was happy to go back to school this morning. Let's put it that way.
I get it.
That's right. You guys had probably a day off yesterday, right?
We did, yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, we'll hop right into it, Coach. Of course, you finished up as the number 5 seed in Division 7, Region 25. You lost to number 4 seed Monroeville, 34-14 in the second round of the playoffs. 7-5 total on the season, 3-2 in the IBC. Just talk to me about, first and foremost, your regular season schedule, how you felt that everything set you up for the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it was, early on we had some tough games there. Martins Ferry was a really good football team, and we had to play that game without Gore.
Right.
And then we bounced back that next week and beat Harrison Central. And then, at half we're tied with Mogador, and they end up pulling away in the second half. Then we had some tight ones with Tusky Valley and then Strasburg.
Yeah.
And then, Newcomerstown, we go down. We're down by 4 at the half, and they took it to us in the second half. And then, East Canton was kind of one that we felt really slipped away from us.
Yeah.
It was, if you look at all our games, games that we lost, East Canton were up at half. Newcomerstown were down 4. Mogador were tied.
Yeah.
And so our margin of error this year was a lot thinner than it had been in the past. And when we had made some mistakes in the second half, it just kind of – those were the ones that we just couldn't, make up.
Yeah, you talk about your margin of error being slim. You guys averaged 23 points on the year, only give up 19. So very, that's where that margin of error is slim.
Same thing with Monroeville. It's a tie game going into the fourth quarter, and, we just have a bad fourth quarter. And, it was just our margin of error was a lot thinner this year than it had been in years past.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, you're talking about your schedule to begin the season. How much did that make you a better team as the year went along?
I think it does help because it puts you in a lot of high-pressure situations. And we're at the point right now where a lot of teams, they don't want to play us. And so we have to schedule up, and we have to schedule some of these tougher teams. Like next year, we got McDonald week 2. We got East Palestine week 3, Mogador again week 4, and then Sandy Valley week 5. There's next
right.
There's just no easy. Anymore. And then the way the league is, and it's starting to come back and come along. It's every week's it's a grind. Right. It is.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at Julius Gore, an incredible season, a good first year for Jackson Jones under center, but you've got a long list of seniors with this group. Darnell Jackson, Josh Unch, Owen Ball, Roy Simmons, not to mention, with Julius. I want you to take a second and talk about your senior group and kind of what they meant to your program as a collective whole.
Yeah, when we were after the Monroeville game, there we're talking, and we say, hey, you guys went 35-13 in 4 years.
Wow.
So played 48 football games. Almost playing extra season, and it was a good class for us, and most of them were skilled kids to begin with. So it's going to be a big loss because next year. We lose a lot of those positions, and we're going to be counting on, our seniors to step in, and then we're probably going to be counting on quite a few sophomores to step in as well, maybe a couple freshmen here and there. So we're going to have a different look for sure.
So what he's saying is he's really going to have to coach next year. That's what he's saying.
Yes.
Yes. He's going to have to make Metzger earn his pay.
Yeah, but Matt, I mean, you lost a lot of good players from your last year's team, and look what those kids did this year.
Yeah, and I think the one thing we really like about the kids that we come back is they're really hard workers. So we could even get into a position. We're probably not going to be as skilled as we have been, at least not depth-wise and stuff. But I could see us maybe overachieving a little bit next year just because of the kids that we have.
Yeah. I mean, and I want to talk a bit. I saw you had a post this afternoon on your social media. I would talk about your boy. I mean, he's an autistic boy, and I just talk about the challenges you face there and what he's. I mean, obviously, I saw he did a real good thing by going to school and taking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Coben, he just turned 9 here about a week and a half ago, and he's nonverbal autistic, and it's every day's a challenge.
Sure.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people understand, if they don't have a special needs kid, the challenges that do come with it, that you're on guard 24/7. And he is he's something else. He really is, because he is, from the time he wakes up in the morning, until he goes to bed, he is go, 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 go. He does not slow down. And it kind of helps me out some too, because I got to go, 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 go. And same thing with my wife. I mean, so it is a challenge, but we love him dearly. And the school he's at this year is it's called the Golden Key School for Exceptional Children in Canton. And we tried to get him in last year, wasn't able to. This year they had an open spot, and he was able to get in, and it's been great for him. But it's. It is. It's difficult, we've, I think so far he's just raised around $8,000.
Oh, no kidding!
Wow.
So for the school, for the school itself,
awesome.
which is it's a school that all their kids are on either the autism scholarship or what they call the John Peterson scholarship. So the scholarship itself is somewhere between $32,000 and $34,000 per kid.
Wow.
But in this day and age, that doesn't cover all the costs.
Right.
And so that's what this is, trying to help raise money for that, and as well as, for the holidays for kids that might not be as fortunate.
That's great.
That's awesome. I've got I call him my little brother, but he is autistic. Played for the Tuscarawas County Rockets Special Olympics. My wife helped coach him, and I don't know if you know Bob Glasgow. He's a referee, referee, basketball referee. It's his son, and Bob coached the Special Olympics basketball team, and Travis played for them. And Bob's like my older brother, and Travis was, ever since he was born, was like my little brother. And he's he's 40 now, and I know what you're talking about. I know I have a lot of. A special place in my heart for the special needs, and have been involved in that for a long time. So I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I mean, it's if I'm not at football and I'm not at school, he's with me. I mean, that's just how we are. I'm kind of his person, so to say, and we go everywhere. I tell you that we go everywhere.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
Well, hey, we appreciate you taking the time. We know you got to scoot out of here a little bit early. We tried to get you in as early as possible so you can get to the stuff you need to do. We wish you and your family nothing but the best this holiday season, and go enjoy it, have fun, get ready to work, because 2026 will be
It'll
here
be here before you know it. Yes,
it will be. Yes,
Yep.
it will.
Well, we appreciate you, Coach,
thanks,
and we
guys.
appreciate everything you do. And we'll look forward to covering the Hornets again soon.
Sounds good. I appreciate it, guys. Everything you do as well. Thank
Absolutely. That is head coach Matt Turko of the Malvern Hornets. When we come back, we'll have another coach lined up right after this from the Point Dining in New Philadelphia.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products? DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC Vitamins and Minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
It is the Keim Company 2025 High School Football Wrap-Up Show here from the Point Dining. And a big thanks to head coach Matt Turko for the Malvern Hornets. As we step into our next segment, you notice 2 guests alongside myself and Shannon Thomas. Head coach Matt Lancaster for the Indian Valley Braves and running back Grady Kinsey. And first and foremost, congratulations, Grady, on your letter of intent or your signing today with Air Force.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, I know this is something you've been committed to Air Force for, how many months has it been now?
It's probably pushing like 6 months. It was back in June.
But now officially pen on paper, I know it's a big feeling.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it felt good.
Shannon?
Yeah, well, go back to Air Force. Do you plan on going out early for cadet school? What's the plans there as far as leaving home and headed out that way?
So we got it's going to be basic training, I think, maybe June 14th or something like that, middle of June. And then not allowed to touch football until, football season starts there in maybe end of July, August. And it's basically just rolling right into football season. So it's going to be an eventful summer. It's going to be, spend time with the family at the start and then straight to basic football and then, football season.
Well, being out there, I might have to come visit because I am a Denver Broncos fan, so I can come and get 2 things off my bucket list, watch you in college and get to see the Broncos play at home.
Well, Coach, we wanted to ask Grady about that just because of specifically, a big day for him today. But for you guys, just another incredible historic run for the Indian Valley Braves last year, 2024 Division IV state champions this year in the state semifinals. If somebody started off watching that game, and, I don't have to tell you guys this, but it looked like it was out of hand. Glenville had taken the lead into the third quarter there, and, things didn't look great for the Braves. But what do you have to say about the way that the Braves were able to battle back into that and really do something that I don't think we saw in quite a while?
No, I just say that how proud I am of their determination, their fight, and
their unwillingness to give in. Kept fighting, and I'm telling you, I think everybody in that stadium on either side going into the fourth quarter felt that it had swayed the other way, and our kids had fought back, and we had some momentum. Early on it was tough to hang with them because they were so big and so physical, and they played so well, and they're so fast on defense, but I felt like we were starting to actually wear them down a little bit in the latter half of the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and if we'd have had another quarter, who knows how that's going to end up, but that's not how the game goes. But I'm proud of their fight and the way they carried themselves all season long. They had a lot of pressure. This group had a lot of pressure on them with guys back from last year's team, and to play the way they did and carry themselves the way they did on and off the field, and answer most of that pressure, and including a great game on Friday night. I'm very proud of this group.
That was something, coming into the game that we had discussed at length was, it's D1 commit, D1 commit, D1 all over the field. For you guys, from a small town that a lot of people don't even know how to pronounce the name properly if you get out of Tuscarawas County, the fact that you guys, went toe-to-toe like that, I know you don't talk about, moral victories or things like that, but that just goes to show what this program has become through the years.
Yeah, we're not going to make any excuses about it. They're a high school football team. We're a high school football team, and, we didn't get it done and finish in the end. But, as you said, the size difference and speed difference on the field was clear to anybody to see. And for our kids, from Little Tuscarawas County to put up the fight that they put up, says a lot about our kids, about our program, and about Tuscarawas County in general, and the type of people that we have here, and the type of communities that we have, and the type of young kids that we produce.
Coach, one thing I've noticed the last 2 years with your program is a lot of times when football programs fall behind early, kids start to hang their heads, and coaches got to kind of become cheerleaders to try to get them to pick their head back up and to fight to stay in it. You haven't had to do that the last 2 years. These kids never hung their head. Every time that they were on the field, it looked like it was a 0-0 tie. That allowed you guys to keep continuing, and your leaders like Grady and Riker and them, they're the ones that kept the team pumped up and ready to go. So that's a big asset for you right there.
Yeah, and that's something I never had to do. We didn't have to do that. Our kids did that for themselves, and that's a testament to them. They were self-motivated. They motivated each other. That the only time we were losing in a game this year was the Glenville game. We hadn't been behind a single time, and I was wondering how we were going to respond whenever we did have to face some adversity like that. But you saw how our kids responded. They kept fighting back and gave us a chance to win it in the end. That's all you can ask for.
Something I definitely wanted to ask you about outside of just another historic playoff run for the Braves was just how this entire season played out. You open up the year against an always tough Green team. You go up 2 divisions to play them. And by your own admission, by everyone's admission, not the most polished game that Indian Valley's had, but you get the win. Go to Steubenville, get a 30-0 victory that I think really opened up some people's eyes about, okay, this is an Indian Valley team that can make a run again. And outside of that, from there on out, it really was almost domination from start to finish from there.
Yeah, I thought, and I told our kids this too, that was the most difficult starting schedule to a season that we've ever had. Starting with Green and Steubenville, so we were thrown right into the fire right off the bat. And what made me most nervous is we weren't playing with the same team we had last year, so there's still a lot of question marks as to who kids are and where our depth's at, and who's going to replace Jackson Bircher and who's going to replace Hunter Peterman, who's going to replace all these guys that we lost from last year's team. And so you're definitely nervous going into those games because Green was a very good football team. Steubenville is obviously always a very good football team, and the way we responded to that pressure, I was very proud of our kids and the way they carried themselves all season long.
We'll jump over to Grady here. Now last year, you got to knock 2 things off the list that nobody at Indian Valley had ever done, and that was beat Dover football and win a state championship. Well, now you get to come back this season and do something an Indian Valley football team had never done, and that was to go down to Death Valley and beat Steubenville. What was that big win like right there for you and your teammates on that ride home?
That was really awesome. It's funny you say the ride home because the ride there was really fun for us. I just remember we were sitting in the back and there was a bunch of seniors just telling stories about, our 4 years of high school football, and then we went out there and really just kicked some butt. Like that was as far as games just going your way, I don't think I've been a part of a game that went more our way. Like it felt like every way the ball dropped, it just went our way. We went, we scored, we stopped them, and then we scored again against a very good team. So I'm very proud of that game.
You know, and you look at that game, a lot of people would say, well, Steubenville was down. Well, Steubenville lost to Indian Valley and then didn't lose again until in the playoffs. I mean, that Steubenville team wasn't down. That's a very good team, very coached team, but that night you guys just rose to the occasion.
Yeah, true. They ended up getting hot after losing to us and Ursuline at the start of the year. Yeah, they were a pretty good team.
Yeah, they learned something.
Yeah, I think Coach Reno got them whipped into shape after that week 3 bye week. I think he got them into playing shape after that.
Now, Coach, I wanted to jump back to something because it's a number that I think has gotten lost a little bit for other people whenever it comes to the conversation of how good Indian Valley's last 2 years have been. 28 straight victories. Am I right in that number?
Yeah.
28 straight is something that so many high school football programs would only dream of. The fact that you guys were able to go on that type of run, you know, did you think going all the way back to when you first started at Indian Valley, when things weren't exactly the greatest that they could have possibly been when you first started off those first few years, to sit here and realize 28 straight wins, a state title, another Final Four appearance, that you would be sitting here in that position right now?
You know, I didn't think like that when I got in this. It was to build, you know, quality young men and to build something the community could be proud of. Whether or not we could accomplish some of those things that, you know, you mentioned, I never really thought about whether or not it was possible. You know, there were times where I thought that winning a state championship and even getting to the Final Four was not possible anymore for a small town school that doesn't recruit and plays with their own kids. You know, and that we did that, you know, was icing on the cake for me. You know, the most important thing is what we build in quality young men after high school. And I'm excited to see what they do after high school as well. But as you said, you know, it's been a blessing. We never mentioned the streak. Did I ever mention the streak anytime this was going on? It was never discussed. I never talked about it. You know, that wasn't what was important. Going 1-0 the next week was what was important. And obviously, you know, we weren't happy with how Friday night went and coming out on the losing end. But, you know, perspective is important in life. And, you know, I choose to be gracious and gratitude and thankful for having the experience that we had, because that was a really good run. So we could be sad about some streak ending, or we could be grateful that we got to experience it. And, you know, I'll choose gratitude.
I've got a really difficult question for Grady now. Now, I know you've fielded thousands of questions, so I don't know how difficult it's actually going to be. You are now the OHSAA record holder for career rushing touchdowns and career total touchdowns. Out of all of those, do you have one favorite one that you can pinpoint from the last 4 years?
After he answers this while he thinks, I've got two.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
I mean, this may be a cop-out answer, but the last touchdown of the state championship game where David Stryker made me fumble and I picked it up and scooped it back into the end zone.
You're going to throw shade at Big Dave now?
Well, actually, if it wasn't for Big Dave there, it wouldn't have been a touchdown. They would have called it they would have called me down at like the half-yard line. So one way or another, I mean, he kind of helped me out there.
Yeah, I think it's a good answer. I don't think it's a cop-out. Coach, what about your favorite
I got
two then?
I got two, but they're not going to go in the record books because they're two touchdowns that he didn't score. His sophomore year, he ran out of bounds at the 1 yard line so that Cale Coachman, a senior, could score a touchdown. And then this year, Corey Haney, one of his teammates, you know, whose family had gone through a tragedy and lost, you know, Coy's brother, Trenton. And that week, Grady ran out of bounds at the 1 yard line again just to give him a score. So, you know, Grady's numbers could have been a lot more than what they even were. And he knows that. He was never a numbers guy, and he always gives credit to everybody else. So the two touchdowns I'll remember the most are the touchdowns he didn't score.
I like that answer. That's a good one.
Coach, well, now you're getting ready to graduate another senior class here in a few months. You know, what's this senior class mean to you? I mean, you've had a lot of great senior classes, but you're getting ready to lose another class. You know, what these guys along the way, you know, how do you feel about those boys?
You know, they're special, and, you know, we love all our kids that come through here, but these guys have raised the bar. I guess that's going to be their legacy, you know, is that they raise their expectations. You know, they're the ones that came in last year with the goal of winning a state championship. That wasn't the coaching staff's goal. That was Grady and his classmates' goal, and obviously their goal to get back there again. And these are things that me as a coach, I didn't even know if it was possible, so I never tried to put that in kids' heads of a pipe dream. You know, we're gonna make a playoff run and see how far we can get, and that was always our goal. But these guys came in. So they raised the bar for our program and their work ethic, in our weight room and how they practiced and their leadership. And they set a great example for the younger kids to come after.
Well, I got one more question for Grady here before I go back to Nick. We watched you play the last couple years, and we watched you punish the defense. Do you ever feel bad when you punish your own offensive line? Like, sometimes we see your offensive linemen getting away, and you punish them on the way to punish the defense.
Oh, on accident?
Yeah.
Oh, I do feel bad about that. It's usually my buddy Coy Haney. Somehow I just end up running into him, but it's always I always make sure to apologize after and thank him for putting his body on the line just so we can get a first down or something.
Shane, you know what we should have done? We should have went back through the film and figured out how many yards rushing Coy would have had for being knocked forward.
Well, it's funny because the one playoff game when Riker ran into the official, Riker pulled up. I said, that official's lucky that wasn't Grady, or he just became another stat.
Well, speaking of those stats, Coach, we say congratulations on another fantastic campaign. Definitely looking forward to another great year ahead with Indian Valley football. I know you guys have so much positivity to look for just off these past 2 years.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. We're excited about the future and the legacy that these guys have left behind, and they've definitely raised the bar. It was a pleasure to coach these kids. This last 2 years, teams will be special in the heart of Indian Valley Brave fans forever. Because that's what they've done is very difficult to do, and any coach in here knows that. Mm-hmm. Anybody that's been following football around here knows that it was not easy. So that's a testament to them, their work ethic, and their determination, their fighting spirit.
And there was a good reason that we wanted Grady to come up here. We're doing this a little out of order from previous years. Running through some of the stats, 148 carries, 1,895 yards on the ground with 28 touchdowns. I think there was more than that. Chris had 28. I think it was a heck of a lot more than that.
That's just regular season.
That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. Well, we don't have the – okay. Well, regardless, there's, records that were fallen or were toppled this year by you, Grady. Time and time again, it seemed like we were calling your name just consistently. Last year you took home our Player of the Year award. And, we wondered, is it possible? Can he possibly top anything else on the list? And somehow, some way, it seems like you did it once again. With that in mind, probably no surprise to a lot of people, the 2025 Big Z Sports Player of the Year award going to Grady Kinsey of the Indian Valley Braves.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's an honor.
And, Grady, we say thank you for the last 4 years and everything that you did with Indian Valley Athletics on the football field. And also, thank you so much for your commitment here to go to the Air Force Academy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And with that, he sets another record. He's the first two-time winner of the Big Z Sports Player of the Year.
I think you are correct in that.
Oh, I'm always right.
I have to learn not to doubt him. Stay tuned. We've got more of your Kime Company postseason wrap-up show on the way from the Point Dining.
We invite you to discover Kime Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Kime is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Kime Home Center in Charm or online at kimehome.com. Kime, built on trust since 1911.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products? DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC Vitamins and Minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
It is the Kime Company postseason show here from Point Dining in 2025. I almost forgot what year it was.
Well, I mean, that's easy to do. It can be easy to do, I should say.
You would think, but anyway. Well, we want to welcome in our next guest, head coach Buddy White for the Claymont Mustangs. Coach, I think you got the perfect headwear for today. I like it.
He did.
I love wearing hats. And what it was is that I was wearing one of those big-time sports hats. And, and Adam saw me, and I said, Adam, if you give me a hat, I'll wear your hat.
Well, listen, the bottom line is if you're wearing any other hat other than that one, you're going to have to check it at the door, boss.
we would accept a Mustang's hat, though.
We would accept a Mustang's hat. We would have done that.
You wouldn't have, when we were 1-9, you wouldn't have.
Yes, we would have. Hey, ask the guy sitting to your right, Dirk Gadd, when he was 0-10, we accepted his hats all the time.
There you go.
And now that they're winning football games and winning titles,
yep,
it works just the same. No, it works just the same.
There you go.
Coach, talk to us real quick about your season as a whole. Obviously, going from 1-9 and turning things around to 6-4 in the regular season, getting that playoff berth this year, first time since 1992 that the Claymont Mustangs went to the playoffs. An incredible turnaround, and you yourself have told us several times on the postgame show, hey guys, we're a year ahead of what my plan was, right? So just talk to me about 2025 as a whole, Coach.
Well, I tell you what, it all started with the kids making the commitment. Because after that 1-9 season that we had our first year, these kids, they came together. They didn't want to go through anything like that. And I can truly tell you, anything I told those kids to do, they did it. No pushback. And it really made it easy. And what made it easy is when you got your seniors have bought in. And then all of a sudden they get the other guys to come together. Right. And we finally got that 1 year of muscle layer on us. Mm-hmm. Now when we play against the Indian Valleys, the Garraways, the Ridgewoods, now they got years of muscle on them.
Yeah,
so,
I get it.
And so and I told my kids that I could share this story with you. When I used to coach with Terry Bowden, he used to be the Akron University coach.
Yes.
And he started off at Salem College, and that was my alma mater. So I was on his staff, and he was coming in off of when Salem had a 0-9-1 season. So when he came in, he said, "Buddy, let's look at the schedule." So we looked at the schedule, and he said, "Okay, pick the top 3 teams." Okay, so I said, these guys are going to be really good. These guys. Yep. He said, "Now I'm going to tell you how this is how it works." He said, there's 4 steps to us turning this around. He said, first thing's going to happen is we're going to get beat bad by those guys. That's what he told you. We said, and then we did. He said, we're going to get beat bad. And then the second stage is you start losing close to those teams. Mm-hmm. And then you start winning close. And then you'll find yourself at their level. Now, I look at us, I say, when we talk about the teams that, that have really been dominating us, our next thing is we want to lose close. What I mean by that is when you got a close game, that's when upsets happen. Mm-hmm. We got to make sure that in the fourth quarter we're still in the game. And and that's what's going to drive us this year, because we lose bad. Now it's time to start losing close to those teams,
I get it.
And I always say if you want to have a winning season, here's what you got to do. You got to beat all the teams you're supposed to beat, and half of those you're not. Mm-hmm. And if we do that next year, then we'll be in a good position. We'll be in the playoffs. Because I've pretty well identified the four teams that I know are going to be a battle for us. Besides the 3 teams in our league, and now we got Carrollton
right
next season. They're D3, and we're D5s. But we'll take them on. And if our focus is let's see if we can get 2 of those games. If we beat one of those teams, I think we'll make the playoffs. We beat 2 of those teams we're going to host, and so, this year's experience really have us thinking in a totally different way than what we used to think, because as I've said before, we were a year ahead of time. I thought we would maybe go 4-6, 5-5, after going 1-9. But, these kids, they really bought in. We had some big wins against teams prior to the season. I wasn't sure that we could beat. We went out there and beat them.
Yeah.
And, winning is infectious. I just hate the end of the year. Our last 2 games are our toughest 2 games. Ridgewood and then Indian Valley. Then you go into the playoffs. I'm like, come on. So you got to change that up. Right. Give us a get well game in there somewhere.
One coach on the, talking about changing the mindset or the philosophy or looking ahead to other things in the near future. I understand, you and your staff, it's a big emphasis on all the way down through, the youth programs, making sure everybody kind of communicating and figuring out what you want to do and what you want to be on the same page moving forward.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell you, when I'm going to spend even more time with our youth programs this year because, I put most of my time into the varsity program because that's what people know. Mm-hmm. But if we're going to build a program, it's got to start from the grassroots. Mm-hmm. It can't start in high school. Mm-hmm. For example, last year we were 1-9, and we averaged 37 missed tackles a game. Yeah, that first year. And so we put an emphasis on it, and even our lower grades, we're telling them, this is going to be the emphasis this year. And we averaged 8 missed tackles a game. Now, the bad thing about it is, 3 of those 8 missed tackles turned into touchdowns.
Yeah, right, yep.
For example, our playoff game against Youngstown Liberty. We're going toe-to-toe with those guys, but they had some home run hitters. Mm-hmm. And we missed, he'd come out, we missed tackle, boom, he's gone.
Yeah.
That's one of the things we really focus on. We can't miss tackles. You get these guys, I don't care, just hold on to them. Somebody's coming. But they were some really talented backs, and I knew that once they broke in the open, it was over. Because looking at film, they did it to everybody else.
So, Coach, you obviously weight room, tackling drills, those sort of things. Mm-hmm. Off-season workouts, off-season emphasis, correct?
Yes, big emphasis. And another emphasis I'm putting on is our offense, because with the good defense that we had, the defense bailed us out a few times. Mm-hmm. We got to really the focus I'm going to have this year is the execution of our offense. It ain't the plays, right. It's the execution. Mm-hmm. And we're going to, we may have to change some things in practice to make sure that these guys are getting out there and they're executing exactly the way that we want them to do it. I always had a saying that, do it my way, because if we do it your way and it doesn't work, it's my fault.
Right.
If you do it my way and it doesn't work,
it's still my fault. I get it. Hey, I do want to ask you something before we get to a little something extra, right? Mm-hmm. I got to ask you. It's Thanksgiving, right?
Sure.
First of all, happy Thanksgiving to you
and everybody.
Same
to you and your family.
Yeah, you and your family, absolutely. But I got to ask you. I know Buddy White likes to eat. So yeah. I want to know, what is your favorite side dish at Thanksgiving?
Man.
I don't think we've ever had that question before.
Well, but the bottom line is we do this for the kids sometimes. I want to hear something different from the coach.
Macaroni and cheese.
Oh, okay.
Now, homemade?
Yes. Yes.
There it is.
It's none of that box stuff.
When you dig it out of the bowl and you see you see that string of cheese there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I get you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I can live on macaroni and cheese.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, now candy yams too.
Oh yeah.
You can't go
wrong
with
not a sweet potato guy at all.
Really?
I can't.
Really?
No, the marshmallows and stuff that makes me no. You can have all of it.
Well, Coach, we thank you so much for all the access we were given to Claymont football this year, and we definitely look forward forward to more great things to come with the Mustangs here in the near future. You know, you talked about going 1-9 in the previous season, 6-4 this year, first playoff berth since 1992, and it was well earned for sure.
Yep.
And that little extra something you were talking about, Chris,
little extra
what
something.
could that be?
Well, grab something out of your goodie bag down there, Santa.
Go ahead, Chris.
This is our 2025 Coach of the Year, Co-Coach of the Year, Buddy White of the Claymont Mustangs. Coach, congratulations. You well earned, sir. Listen.
I'll tell you this. We'll be better this year, but I'm not sure our record will reflect it. Because and the big reason is that last year we were the hunters.
Now you're going to be the hunted.
Yeah.
So listen.
So people are going to have a whole different mindset. I had a coach. I had a coach who told me that this year was the first time in 5 years he's ever broken down a Claymont film.
Really?
Wow. Well, so look at this way.
That's a sign of respect.
That is.
100%.
Yeah.
We've never had back-to-back coaches of the year, right? So when you look at our list, Matt Lancaster last year, Jason Wallick. Oh, Jason Wallick did win back-to-back.
Yes.
So if you want to be the second coach to win back-to-back,
hey, we'll
you got to get that
8-2.
playoff win next year.
8-2, host the playoff game. How's that?
Absolutely. Coach, thank you for all your access to Claymont. We wish you nothing but the best this holiday season. You wear that hat proud because now you're a Big Z Sports Coach of the Year.
There you go. I really appreciate it. And this is a reflection of the commitment the kids made, the commitment that our coaches made. And I'll tell you what, when I came out, the one thing I said I wanted to do is I want to get this community jacked up for Claymont. And I'm going to tell you, they responded, because I used to ride through town. I wouldn't see any Claymont signs. And all of a sudden, you're seeing they're in the yard. And, people are spray painting their yard. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. This is what I wanted.
You talked about changing the culture, and you and your staff are doing that. Show everybody at home real quick. That awesome sign there from
you go.
Synergy Signs and Graphics. Appreciate them obviously being on board. And, Coach, happy holidays to you, and we look forward to seeing you in 2026.
There you go.
Our Big Z Sports Coach of the Year right here, Buddy White.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products? DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC Vitamins and Minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Right Mark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Right Mark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Welcome back to the Keim Company season wrap-up show for the 2025 high school football season. Shannon's got his clock over there. Are you kidding me? You guys went longer than any other coaches, and he's got me on the clock over there trying to make up time.
To be fair, what Shannon should realize is I'm the variable here that's went long on both of them, so I apologize for that.
Gracious. We are, of course, at the Point Dining in New Philadelphia. I got me a big old burger today.
You already know
and
what I got.
It is fantastic. The baked pasta looked incredible.
Yeah, the
I should have got the steak gorgonzola. What'd you get?
I got the chicken parm with Alfredo sauce on it.
There you go. And, of course,
seal of approval from Casey Claxon.
Yeah, Casey Claxon gives it. Yep, absolutely. And we appreciate, of course, Logan and Casey being here from Claxon Communications all season long. We can't do what we do, especially on the YouTube side of things and the live stream side of things, without Casey Claxon and Claxon Communications. They do a phenomenal job. And as you can see by all the comments that we've gotten throughout the playoffs and throughout the regular season, it has been a very good thing that Casey Claxon does. And, we'll leave it at that, right? We'll leave it at that.
Moving on, it's our next coach.
It's our next coach, and it is head coach Derek O'Hara of the Canot Valley Rockets. And, Coach, good season for you guys. You finish up 8-4, the 8th seed in Division 7, Region 27. Of course, you lost to the state finalist Hillsdale, possibly
I hate saying
state
this, but
champion.
I want to say juggernaut. That is,
yes.
Yeah.
The only team that slowed them down the last 2 years was Marion Local, and they don't have to worry about that this year. So, but really good season by you guys. Caden Leggett comes in first year under center and just performed outstanding. We know what Cam Wright has done the last 4 years. We know what Poodle does. Garrett Ryder ended up going down for you early in the year, or kind of late in the year there. Just talk about your season as a whole and how things played out, in good and bad.
Yeah, hey, first off, thanks for the coverage. Thanks for having me here tonight. It was an unbelievable season because early on we weren't really sure what we were going to be. We lost a lot from last year, and we're just trying to get the program built up where we're consistently, competing with everybody and getting the playoffs and winning a playoff game. And, the kids really stepped up this year. It was a gut check for us after the Strawsbury loss week 4. And, the kids, we got on a little roll there at the end of the season, and you could see our kids were starting to get confident. We got a lot of kids experience. So, and like you said, the big playmakers stepped up for us. They made a lot of plays for us. anytime you throw 46 touchdowns and Poodle and Cam accounted for 50 touchdowns between the two of them, that's special. And it was a lot of fun. And, to get to host another playoff game and win at home again, that was awesome too. So, just proud of the kids and what they were able to accomplish.
I wish, Coach, that you could have been a fly on the wall in the studio when the final numbers came through for Caden on the which night we're referring to, obviously.
The Matthews game.
Wow. Yes, it was. And he asked, I think, 3 different times he threw how many touchdowns?
And then he backed it back up the next week. And listen, when you have a kid that steps in at the quarterback position in his first year and, like you said, throws that many touchdowns, just a tribute to you and your staff in putting the players in the right situation, giving him the ability to throw the football and the trust in him to throw the football. And then you bring in guys like, RJ, a freshman who had a great year, especially the longer the year went on. Tyler Kowalski, who's going to factor in big for you next year, I have a feeling. Those playmakers are just hats off to you and your staff, because you guys got to put them in those situations.
Yeah, going back to that Matthews game, it was one of those games like we're on the road. It was cold and kind of rainy, and we were up early, and we were like, all right, let's take the running clock. Let's get the heck out of here and go home, get on the bus, be happy. And then, what do you know? They get a couple touchdowns. They started onside, and we're like, all right, we got to keep scoring. And, before we knew it, he had 8 touchdown passes, and I'm like, geez.
They tell me now that nobody from Canot Valley is allowed back in Vienna Township anymore. So, because I work right there at the air base, right? So, and it's in the township of Vienna. We run mutual aid with them a lot. They're like, don't bring those people back up here. We don't want them up here. So I think you might want to wipe them off the schedule next year. No, I'm just messing.
They were very good about it. I mean, we were just playing game of football. And sometimes things like that happen. Like you look at the playoff game against Rosecrans. We had running clock again, and before you knew it, we have 78 points on the board. Like, where did this come from? So. again, it's just a testament, like you said. We got a lot of kids, some very good experience. We had some kids step up. RJ had a really good season for us. TK, did some really good things for us, and like you said, he's going to have to step up next year. Jack Owens did some really good things for us on both sides of the ball, and we got some younger kids that I think can step in and, fill some of the shoes that we're going to lose this year. So, it's a process every year, and excited to get going again.
Now, something I definitely want to talk about, you guys being a Division VII school, what sometimes people don't talk about is you had all these different playmakers who stepped up, but oftentimes when it is D7, there's not necessarily a huge selection that you can go with. It's the kids who show up who want to play, and you know what? We're going to find a spot for them. That's usually how it goes. Seeing them grow from that, the kids who just walk up one day and say, hey, I want to play football, and then come in and be those big difference makers, I know that has to feel good.
Yeah, I was just sitting over there talking with Mike and Dirk, and we were talking about how we got kids that are receivers that are playing on the line. It's just how it is in D7 football.
Right.
You got to put your best 11 on the field, and our kids, were unselfish enough where they took that role and played whatever position we put them in, and their goal is to help the team win, and that's all they cared about. And the greatest example was our right guard Ethan Booth. He's 130, 140 pounds, dripping wet.
I think we did a game and he was listed at 165, and I went, no.
I mean, he might be closer to 150. I don't know, but he works really hard in the weight room.
Coaches don't fudge numbers.
And I went to him, early on in 2 days, and I said, hey, buddy, listen, I need some help on the O-line, and you're a smart kid. I know you can play there and do things for us. And, he's like, Coach, whatever you got to do. And, that's what you're looking for. And,
absolutely.
Just kids that will step in and, fill shoes and fill spots, because we lost a lot last year, and we had to fill a lot of spots.
Right.
So,
I get it.
And it's just how it is. Like you said, in D7 football, so wherever you can play to help the team, that's all that should matter.
And not to mention defensively, 17 fumble recoveries and 23 interceptions. Ball hawking team too on the defensive side. Coach, before we let you go, I want you to talk about your senior class. Obviously, you throw Poodle in there. You throw Cam Wright, who's a record setter in the OHSAA this year with the most consecutive games with a reception. Just talk about those two and the rest of your senior class.
Yeah, so first off, we only had 3. Joe Kowalski is our senior. He came out his junior year, kind of, found his way a little bit and ended up starting for us later in the season. Then this year he came back. He battled some things this year, and, he's just a kid that, he had a little nasty in him, and, you need that on your team. Yeah. So, he's a kid that filled a role for us, defensively, and did some really good things for us. And then, you get the Poodle. Poodle just had a special year. He just did some special things, and that's a testament to his hard work in the weight room. He puts a lot of time into preparing for the season, and just breaking records left and right this year. So it was really cool to see, all of his hard work pay off. And then you got Cam, who's been a 4-year starter for us. He's done phenomenal things. I think he walks away with like 6 school records.
I got to make his grandma happy, though. It's Camden.
Oh, yeah.
I got to say Camden. I don't want to get yelled at by grandma. Listen, I've already been yelled at by grandma this year. I don't want to do that again.
And, the break a state record, that's something that you don't get to see very often. So
to have a ball delivered from the OHSAA by Eddie Marsh into
your
hands.
Absolutely. So that was a really cool moment for him. All the hard work he's put in. He's put a lot of time in the off season that people don't see. He's been at camps and things like that. He's trying to go play at the next level. He was actually on a visit today. So, we'll see what happens there in this off season, and hopefully he gets that opportunity. Absolutely. And we'll see some all-star games for Cam and Poodle. I think they have a shot at playing in a couple games. So
that's awesome.
It's cool when kids. That's what it's all about. You want 100%. Your kids to do well, and you want them to succeed, and have the opportunity to be successful in the rest of life.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. We appreciate everything you do for Big Z Sports, all the access you allow us to Canotton Valley Sports, you and Eddie and everybody out there at the Rocket Center, and with Shauna being there. You guys allow us so much accessibility to your program. we can't thank you enough. We can't do it without each and every one of the coaches here. This is one of those special nights where you get all the coaches together. You guys all sit around and talk and fellowship, and it's so great, especially around the holidays. Season's over. You can talk a little trash, and it don't matter until August, right? You got 8 months, right?
Who's keeping receipts?
Right,
Come on.
right. But
I told Dirk a couple guys could leave the program.
well, springy hair there.
He's gone finally. I don't have to tackle him anymore.
Right, exactly. And no, we appreciate you, and we wish you nothing but the best this holiday season to you and your family, and all the kids and all the faculty and staff out there. And we look forward to covering basketball season and getting back into football come spring and summer. So we look forward to it. Thanks,
Thank
Coach.
you guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. That is head coach Derek O'Hara of the Canton Valley Rockets, and we will be back from the Point Dining right after this with another coach on Big Z Sports.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products? DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC Vitamins and Minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Bill Hammerstrom, Roger Metzger with Big Z Sports. We join you now with New Philadelphia head football coach Mike Johnson. Normally you'd be talking to Bill Morgan at this time. He called all your games, but he's calling a New Philadelphia boys basketball game tonight. So you're stuck with me, and you're stuck with Roger.
You're stuck with us.
I'm gonna go see him as soon as we're done. I'm gonna go see him and see what's happening in that gymnasium.
So let's start by wrapping up your season, 5-5 season. Obviously, the definition of kind of an up and down season. Do you want to give us a recap of how it went for the Quakers?
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple times. There were some really good things. There were times when we played really nice football, complimentary football, good football. Then there were some times we didn't do that as much. Yeah. Sometimes we had nice fundamentals. We tackled well. And throughout the course of the season, I think one of the themes that kind of kept coming up was resiliency. We started out against a good Louisville team who is probably the best Louisville team they've had in a handful of years up there. And it was competitive with about 5 minutes left. We turned the ball over and some desperation as we tried to make some desperation plays, and that happens. Week 2, we played West Branch, and I think West Branch is a 9-1 football team by the end of it, getting into the playoffs, and they're a good football team. And then we had a couple league opponents who were really, really tough that played better than we did. So outside of that, I think there were some moments that were up and down, and even getting into Week 10. Week 10 had its moments that were up and down. There were moments where our kids played great and gave us opportunities to win, and then there were moments where their kids played great and gave them opportunities to win. So, you're absolutely right, Bill. Those ups and downs were there for sure.
Hey, can you talk about the Ohio Cardinal Conference? I mean, obviously it's a tough league. I mean, goodness, Lexington, Ashland.
Yeah, they were tremendous.
I mean, they were just tremendous this year. Yeah. I mean, what's it like playing that kind of talent?
I think by talent you mean the players?
Yes, I mean like the Cottle kid. He signed to go to Michigan State
today. Yeah. And he's the best kid in the conference. I mean, he played quarterback. He he threw it well. He ran it well. He handed it off well. He played on defense. He lined up at safety 1 point against us, at outside linebacker, at defensive end.
Yeah.
He is just an absolute menace. and you can see why he's going Division I. And he's just one part of that crew that was going D1. Unfortunately, they were good enough. They got a bye in the playoffs, and they came back from their bye and played Toledo Central Catholic. Which ended up well for them. But the Cottle kid, the wide out signed to go to Georgia. So he's not a slouch either. And then they have another 2 kids on there who I don't know if they ended up signing anywhere today or if they're waiting until later. But they got a couple of Division I kids up there at Lexington who were all unbelievably good. And we came out and they scored very early. They had some great plays, got the ball in the end zone. We started getting a drive, and then like with those ups and downs, we got a holding call, put ourselves behind the chains, and kind of slowed us down. And you can't do that against good football teams. And they have the talent is tremendous. And then the Ashland quarterback just signed this morning to go to Maryland. So you're looking at Big Ten players. Like, these are the guys we watch on TV on Saturdays, and these kids have the ability to go become that. And I hope that they do. So going in, you have to be your best. And there's been years we've kind of held that Lexington group. Like, that Lexington group, this was the first year they beat us. And these kids were Division I kids last year when we played against them. Yeah. And I think that's a credit to our team and our coaches for the way that our kids are prepared usually pretty well to take on those high quality opponents.
Right.
But as far as the talent, I mean, those kids were just tremendous. Yeah. Tremendous players.
Quaker coach Mike Johnson. Coach, I want to talk to you about your linebackers, led by Vincent Magoni. Yeah. First team OCC honors for him, averaging about 15, 16 tackles a game. Can you talk about that linebacker group? Because they were really impressive this season.
Vincent and Caleb, they were just unbelievable. Like, they just all over the place. So when you look at these kids, Vincent's a big, strong kid. CC, he's not. Not that he's not strong. He's not overly big. Yeah. He's not overly big. And actually, we found out after the season, I got a text from him and his mom. He ended up having a broken collarbone probably about week 2, and he played an entire season with a broken collarbone.
No kidding.
Like, we would joke about all the tape this kid had on him every single day. He really was taped together.
Wow.
But they're tough kids, and they always found the ball. And I think we made this change a couple years ago with our defense to go to a 3-man front with you want to spill the ball, you want to get your linebackers involved. But Vincent was absolutely remarkable. Yeah. I mean, he had 145 tackles, which seems impossible. But then, like, you go back and you watch the film, and you're like, okay. Like, they all start adding up super fast. And it's just because I think he knows it. He's taught up. He's coached up. Coach Swinnerman does a great job with our linebackers. But they get the message on a Monday. They hear what's coming. They've seen some film by the time they come in. But then it's, they're all business. They're all work, and they're so fun to be around. Like, I think that's the other part too. Like, as far as kids, I'd go high-fiving kids, and they started shaking hands. So now we shake hands at practice. We don't even high-five. We just started. I stopped high-fiving kids somewhere along the line, and now it's like a business transaction every time. And it started off with these goofy linebackers, but they're fun to be around, and they're going to bring it on a Friday night. They're prepared. They're not afraid.
And they were your goofy linebackers.
That's it. I mean, you got to be. I think you do have to be a little bent to play this sport, but you also, to play that position, for sure, to run as fast as you can into people, it takes a special kind of guy, and they're both special, and we're going to really miss Vincent, but so happy CC's coming back because we love him. He's fun to be around.
Yeah, Vincent's a senior. Do you want to talk about the rest of your senior class? I know you got a bunch of them, and the speedster on offense, CJ Carlisle, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, CJ's he's one of those guys who, like, where he grew from the beginning of the season, even where he was last year as a person to now, is just tremendous. Like, I am so excited for CJ. He's got an idea of what he wants to do. He's got a calling in life. He's going to pursue it. He's going to become a teacher. He's going to be a great teacher. But he's a good football player, and I think that's an avenue that's going to help him get to the next. To get to his profession is going to be football. It's going to be track because he's so darn quick, and we saw some of that throughout the course of the year. When that ball got in his hands, he was definitely electric.
Yeah.
As far as a return man for 2 years, he averaged like 38 yards a kickoff return or something silly.
Do you think he could play for the Browns? We need some return.
I don't have any good comments on the Browns. I think my comment today in class was, let's burn the building down and act like they don't exist. But I'll take CJ. I'll root for him at least.
Absolutely.
But no, he's tremendous. We're really excited about him and proud of him. And Miles Tyson's another one kind of fit that mold. Kind of a do everything guy. Split time at running back, averaged 6 yards a carry. Had a little attitude with him when he did it, and I think that's one of the things that makes it fun. When you have a little attitude, a little nastiness, it makes it fun to be. That's what makes being a football player fun.
So we talked about who's graduating. What about who's coming back for you? What are you looking forward to?
We have a big class coming back. Our class of juniors is very solid. Parker, the quarterback, Parker Rieger's coming back. He's going to put us in good positions. He made great decisions. He completed like 63% of his balls as a first-year quarterback, which I think is pretty good. Mm-hmm. Was able to pull it down. Wasn't afraid of big moments. Wasn't afraid to pull it and run. I mean, he was banged up. We were talking over there, like he didn't throw a ball Monday through Thursday. Thursday, I let him throw about 10 balls. And then Friday,
he shows up on Friday nights.
And it's because he was banged up. But when you watch a game, I don't think you'd never saw it on film. And he did that the last couple of weeks. So I think when you got a tough guy leading you, I think that's something that's a big deal. Yeah. We have a couple linemen coming back up front. Jack Colat, Matthew Hughes, Carter Corns up front. So that you've got a little experience there. Colston Fox is a two-way guy who's played for 2 years now. He'll be a 3-year starter for us. So we have some guys there, T.R. Harriman, Lincoln Murphy, some guys playing basketball tonight. Like it's a nice core group of guys. Caleb Crothers, CC at linebacker, Parker Miller at linebacker. So we're excited to see how they grow, how they mature during this next stretch of life. And that's what you kind of get excited for. That's when you talk to all these coaches, like, are you guys lifting? Who's lifting? What's it look like? And everybody's kind of lifting, but it gets full throttle really in a couple of weeks. Yeah. We get a couple weeks to hopefully enjoy some Thanksgiving and Christmas. Sure. But
yeah, I was going to ask you, you're getting some time now that football season's over to enjoy your family, enjoy the holidays, that type of thing?
Without a doubt. We had a snow day yesterday, and we had snowball fights.
All right.
My daughter and I shoveled, and we had snowballs stored away.
Who won?
Texted the boys and we're like, hey.
Who won? That's what I want to know. You're gonna decline comment?
I'll tell you who won. Everybody won. You run around like an idiot throwing snow at each other, laughing. Like you get hit in the face and you're mad for a second. Then you tackle somebody, and then they laugh, and then you laugh, and it was fun. So I think that's been it's a good thing. It's nice to be able to do that, and I know that's one of those things. I thank my family every year after the season and apologize for all the things that I do and say during the season. But it's nice that they support. They do support us, and that's one thing I can't thank them enough for.
All right, New Philadelphia football coach Mike Johnson, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy your holidays. Enjoy your family for a little while there.
You too. You guys enjoy it as well.
All right, Bill Hammerstrom, Roger Metzger. We'll be back with that coach from across the river when we come back here on Big Z Sports.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Right Mark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products? DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC Vitamins and Minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
Bill Hammerstrom, Roger Metzger back here on Big Z Sports as everybody else enjoys the dining here at Point Dining. You hear them talking.
Oh, yeah.
But we're here with Dover football coach Matt Reese. Matt, 4-6 on the season this year. Season like that, obviously a lot of ups and downs. Ended with a big up, I would guess, against your rival. You got that win in the final game. I'm going to ask you to wrap up the whole season before we get to that one.
Yeah, I mean, you and I talked about this every week, and the goal was growth. And so as we went throughout the season, day by day, that's what we were looking for. And especially going into that Week 10 game, I saw a lot of growth out of our team. It gave a lot of teaching and learning points for me, for our guys, and things to propel us into the offseason and the next year.
So how big is that win in the final game? I know in talking to your predecessor, Dan Ift, I mean, that was his first year. That was the big moment when he knew that he was going to be the coach at Dover for a while, when he got that win and the community was so excited about the rivalry win. You've been through it as a player, assistant coach, now a head coach. What was the feeling like at the end of the season then?
I was happy for our seniors to wrap up their senior year with a win. We had that conversation prior to the week beginning, and we said, there are no playoffs for us, and so you have a unique opportunity that many seniors in the state of Ohio don't have, and that's to end your senior year with a win. So I was very happy for them. I was happy for the community and happy for the whole team in general.
Hey Matt, obviously being a first-year coach, your first year being being the man at Dover, what did you learn most about the season? What did you learn the most?
One, I mean, when I reflect back on the season, it's embrace the little victories and then learn from your failures. And that's something that we always try to do is, take some of those. Don't waste a failure. Take those failures. Take those things that didn't go the way that you hope they would have gone, and look into them and use them to propel yourself forward.
Yeah.
So, again, talking about the final game of the season, you have a senior class that you're going to say goodbye to as they graduate. One of those seniors, Jack Judkins, quarterback, moved to defense because of injuries in that final game, threw the game-winning touchdown pass for you. How did that feel for you to see a senior leader like that end his season, and then for all the seniors on your team?
I mean, yes, we'll talk Jack since we brought Jack up. I was just so excited for him. He's a selfless kid that went through and had changed positions and did so willingly and grew and challenged himself, and I saw that on a daily basis from him at practice and throughout the week, and then having that opportunity to get the call to come in and execute. He ran the ball and was able to throw the ball. I was so excited for him. We talk about our senior class. I mean, I told her this is a special group to me, for multiple reasons, but because this is my first group of seniors, and so we learned a lot together as we went through the season, and so, like I said, this group will always be special.
And then let's talk about the future. We talked about sophomores so much this year when we were working your games. You have a big group of sophomores coming up. Can you talk about the future, how you take a step forward next year?
Main word is growth, and so we had a lot of sophomores who contributed this year. We had several juniors who contributed this year, and so as we get into the off season, we start our off season weight programs, we start talking leadership and things like that going into next season. It's continuing to build off of where we left off, and that's the point of emphasis that I've talked to them about so far this year. So I'm excited to continue to work with them and build with them.
So what's going on in the winter season for you here with your team?
Right now we're in the weight room, and so we lift in the mornings. So getting in the morning and getting going, that's the main thing we're
working towards. And then here as we get into December, January, things like that, what we'll start doing is we'll start having some conversations individually and then also as leadership groups, and we continue to build towards the summer and into the season.
I can never not talk to you and not ask you about the cheerleading season. How did that go for Courtney Reese and the Crimson Tornado cheerleaders?
You know, the Crimson Tornado cheerleaders, I mean, I always talk about, you know, our football program is, you know, more than just the football team. You know, we talk about our program, and it includes the cheerleaders, the band, our community, our student section, and you know, you come to a game in Crater Stadium on a Friday night. It's the atmosphere that makes it special. So, as far as I know, cheerleading season went well.
Did they win? Did they win every game that they were involved in?
They
had to win every game, right?
In my eyes, they did.
Absolutely.
In my eyes, they did. So. But no, they did well. They actually they competed in the Ohio Cardinal Conference cheer competition and won the cheer competition. So I was excited for them in that as well. But they're still grinding away here in basketball season and getting ready for some more of their competition season.
I want to talk to you about a game this weekend too, involving Mount Union. John Carroll, you went to Mount Union, so I'm sure you're cheering for them. But you got somebody on the offensive line for John Carroll, right?
Yeah, I mean, Jack McKinnon, he's playing for John Carroll, starting as a freshman on the offensive line, doing well. And yeah, I mean, I'm a Purple Raider, but you know, I'm excited to watch the game, to see Jack play. You know, but again, I'm a Purple Raider at heart, so I'm excited to see how the game goes.
All right, Dover football coach Matt Reese joining us here on the Big Z Sports Football Wrap-Up Show. Roger, got anything else for Coach Reese here?
I just want to know if you had – was there any group or person or player that you had that just completely surprised you from the beginning of the season to the end? Was there anybody that stood out as what a great growth development it was for a certain person or a group?
We had so much growth and development throughout the season. It's hard for me to single one person out, but you know, we talked about we had a lot of sophomores that contributed, and some of those sophomores started off the season playing some JV football and are in their way into starting roles. But we also, again, saw a lot of growth and development out of our juniors. We saw a lot of growth and development out of our seniors. And you know, and the one thing that I like to see is growth and development from a leadership standpoint, because those are the things that when you're done playing the game, you know, you're going to go on in life and hopefully lead some type of group or some type of organization. So when we look at it, the growth and development, sophomore, juniors, and seniors throughout the course of the season, that's what sticks out to me most.
Good.
All right, Dover football coach Matt Reese joining us on the Big Z Sports Wrap-Up Show. Coach, thanks for joining us again. You have been a media icon here. You've been with me on Coach's Corner. You talked to the Tornado Club. You've been the star of many shows so far. How's the media life treating you?
I'm learning. I'm learning a lot. I appreciate you guys putting me in this seat every once in a while and getting me a little more comfortable with my public speaking. So appreciate all you guys.
You did a great job, man.
I appreciate that.
All right, Coach Reese. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And Bill Hammerstrom, Roger Metzger will be back with more here on the Big Z Sports Wrap-Up Show from Point Dining on Big Z Sports.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products, DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC vitamins and minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Right Mark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Right Mark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
High school football wrap-up show, which is incredibly hard to believe. Lots of coaches, players around here, and all enjoying some great eats. We definitely thank the Point Dining. Even Adam Sawecki's finally got enough time to sit down with his plate. And joining us now, Jesse Spolder and Jaden Spolder for the Ridgewood Generals. And yes, that is Jesse Spolder, the athletic director for the Ridgewood Generals. Not a busy time for you at all, right?
Not at all.
Yeah, there's just a few things going on.
Just a couple basketball games and things, but
there was probably one tonight, wasn't there?
The girls are playing tonight now against Newcomerstown.
Well, we feel very honored that you had some time that you could step over here and join us. Capping off, I'll ask you just a little bit about the high school football season. For Ridgewood, it's kind of just almost the staple, you'd say, for Ridgewood football, postseason runs, things like that. And I don't think anybody, though, takes that for granted, just how good the Generals are consistently in football.
No, I hope not. I mean, I think our staff, Coach Slusser, and the rest of our coaches do an awesome job of preparing our kids, getting our kids to play the right way. Our kids really buy in and play fundamentally sound football, play the right way in terms of how they carry themselves on and off the field. And I don't think I think we have really good athletes, but I don't think it's anything outstanding. I do think it's the effort they put forth. I think it's the belief they have and the job our coaches do. So hopefully people don't take it for granted because it's a fun ride to be on, but it certainly takes a lot of hard work and effort each year.
Now, that's part of the reason that we don't have head coach John Slusser here with us is because of that girls' game that we're talking about. Double time for Coach Slusser, no surprise. And also with track and field, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he does all three. He does an awesome job. He's a great motivator of kids. He's able to relate to them really well, understand where they're coming from, and get the best out of them no matter what the sport is. So we're very appreciative of the job he does as a coach, and then obviously the job he does in the classroom, and then making our young men and women into men and women.
Now, all athletic directors will say this, but I'll give you some time to shine here for Ridgewood specifically. No matter what the sport is, the Generals fans always show up in droves, no matter what. I'm sure you guys got a full gym there tonight.
I'm sure. No, they do a great job of our community sport's been awesome. It's one of the nice things about West Lafayette and what makes our community really special because they do show up to support us no matter the sport, no matter the season, no matter if it's just even a school event. All sorts of things. They take a lot of pride in our school and our community, and we take that seriously as a school staff.
Yeah, and it definitely shows. We always thank Ridgewood for all the access we're allowed, and we love heading over to West LA for a game no matter what the sport is. And, specifically for the high school football season now wrapping up, somebody who you definitely saw out there on the football field, Jaden Spolder. You know this guy, right?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. All right, just making sure. Well, something that's really cool that whenever it's for you out there for doing the kicking duties for Ridgewood, sometimes extra points in high school are kind of like, it's hit or miss. But for you, one of the most consistent kickers that we had in the area, what goes into, the game prep and the game planning and how you practice, I guess?
I'm very, I got to do the same thing every week. So Monday, I'll normally just kick a ton of extra points and do that stuff. Then Tuesday, Coach Laney will get down to whether we're going to onside and some of that stuff. I'll work on that all Tuesday. Wednesday, I work on more field goal stuff. Then Thursday we have night practice, and Coach Slusser does a really good job with that. He'll have me go out there and kick like a 30-yarder, and if I miss, he will get upset quick.
No, we've never seen that happen from Coach Slusser. Come on. I got to ask you, too, you guys for years, we always loved the natural grass surface that you have. We love with the turf now out there in Ridgewood. A little bit different for you, I'm assuming, going from grass to turf kicking now.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely a little bit of change, especially since it didn't get done till like 2 or 3 weeks before the season. Me and my dad came just down to New Philly to kick before the season to get used to like turf. So first time I was on it, it was definitely different, and it did take a little bit getting used to, but I like it now.
Well, you certainly got used to it. 39 for 41 on PATs this year. Had a couple of field goals thrown in there as well. And, it's a really difficult job. Sometimes people give kickers some grief of like, oh, come on, you have one job. You just got to make a kick. Well, you know what it's like to have all that pressure on you when you go out there.
Yeah. Jack, my holder for last 3 years, did a great job, and then whenever he got hurt, obviously, Drake came in, and then Drake got hurt at the end of the year. We were to Talon Carnes, who also did a great job, and then Parker Snyder, our long snapper, he's done it the last 2 years. Never had a bad snap yet with him, knock on wood, and then I just have to put it through the uprights, man.
Well, it's always a very good athlete who can thank all the people around him helping make that possible. Now, I'll ask Jesse this. You helped out with the kicking stuff too, right? That's where it comes from.
No, absolutely not. I have no knowledge of kicking. I can still remember when he said he wanted to kick, going over there, and I knew, and I probably did it wrong, how to hold the ball and helped him as he got going. It's really cool, though. I can say proud dad moment to see all the work he's put into it. Because you're right, kickers do get a lot of grief at times, and he puts a lot of time in on his own to go over and kick and practice and do those things, and puts a lot of pressure on himself in the games. Like sometimes I tell him, hey, make sure you're enjoying yourself out there because this is supposed to be fun. But he takes it seriously, and it's fun to watch him do it.
Now, obviously, wrapping up your senior year, Jaden, the last 4 years with high school football, I know it always goes by so fast. Normally we ask for a specific moment that you'd say was your favorite. Sometimes for kickers that's kind of hard to do. Do you have a specific favorite moment that you can remember?
Well, I'm only a junior, so I got 1 more year left. But
I'm going to get on Chris then because he has it written as senior, and I was like, that doesn't seem right. Okay, perfect. Well, you got 1 more year, and we look forward to more great stuff coming from you. Now, we were talking about all the prep and everything that goes in that and being one of the most accurate kickers throughout our entire area this year, and that is part of the reason why for the 2025 high school football postseason show, our specialist of the year going to Jaden Smolder of the Ridgewood Generals. Congratulations, Jaden.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for stopping here and hopefully enjoying some great food. Did you get something good to eat?
Yeah, the burger was good.
Food was great, and appreciate everything you do for us and all the teams in the area. It's awesome to see what you guys do and covering us and making it special for our kids in our community.
Well, we appreciate being able to do it, and we'll be seeing you in the gym soon, and we'll be seeing you on the field next year, right?
Yep.
Jaden and Jesse Smolder here for the Ridgewood Generals on the Kime Company wrap-up show for 2025. Stay tuned. More coaches and players on the way.
We invite you to discover Kime Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Kime is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Kime Home Center in Charm or online at kimehome.com. Kime, built on trust since 1911.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products? DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC Vitamins and Minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. Or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Welcome back to the Kime Company season wrap-up show 2025 from the Point Dining in New Philadelphia. And
every time I got to adjust your levels.
Well, it is what it is,
Okay.
dude. If the listeners and the viewers don't know that I have a voice that carries by now after 12 years, I don't know what to tell them.
I have to go to an ENT after we do broadcast together so I can actually hear.
It is what it is. Get ready because we'll be doing something down the road.
Yeah.
So it's all right. But now it's time to be welcomed in by a couple Newcomerstown Trojans. Of course, head coach Dirk Gadd, who has the microphone. What karaoke are you singing us tonight with that karaoke mic?
No karaoke tonight.
Come on, you said that your wife would be scared. What would she be scared if you wanted to sing?
Probably any song at this point.
Yeah. You could do like the "Wish You a Merry Christmas." No,
I can actually rap, believe it or not. But
okay, Dom, can he rap?
I can't vouch that.
You can't vouch for that.
It's kind of a secret.
Okay, well, I mean, so now I'm intrigued. Next year's two-a-days is going to be interesting. So, and then we also welcome in Dom Singer, the Zinger, and all of his hair. We tried to, get you to cut your hair on live TV. We had people offering money to do that.
I was going to bring clippers.
But
I didn't think I needed them, though. I thought he was cutting it beforehand.
Negative.
Oh.
Negative. So senior season wrapped up. Dom, a good season. You guys, get back into the playoffs. Obviously, lose to one of your rivals. We won't talk about that, but nonetheless, an IVC title again. Just talk to me about your senior year, how you think things went.
I feel like it was definitely one of our best years, well, from my 4 years, and, it was good to end it off with the IVC championship, and, Coach got player of the year for the IVC North, and then I got he got coach of the year.
Well, I mean, we were gonna roll with it. It's good.
Maybe a few years ago, Coach might have got
right. I don't think he's getting
I can still play.
No, here we go with that narrative now. So, yeah, and you got the player of the year, so that's all good. What will you miss the most, you think?
Definitely just playing with the kids I've grown up with, all 12 years, and,
You won't miss those bus rides, goofing off on the way home from games?
Yeah, definitely. That's a highlight, yeah.
And I want to say before we, go through some of the stats and talk about the year as a whole, and Coach Gadd, I think this speaks volumes about, what you guys do in Newcomerstown. Even after the postseason loss, I went up to Dom and shook his hand and said, hey, it's a heck of a career. Thank you for everything. And he made sure to say, thank you, sir. And that's always everything that we get out of the Trojans. So much respect every time we go around. That's what you guys want when you're building a program, though, isn't it?
Yeah, our kids are appreciative of everything. That's something that is just part of being at Newcomerstown. I grew up there. Our coach expected us to say yes, sir, and it wasn't just an expectation. It's what you wanted to do because you had that type of respect for the people that were helping you and coaching you. And so our kids have kind of carried the yes, sir. It's not something that I demand of them.
I thought Dom was just trying to make me feel old.
Well, that could be too.
I don't say you have to say sir, but a lot of them do, and it just shows the quality of kids that they are.
100% agree with you, Coach. It was funny because when we were talking to Buddy White earlier, he said, last year we were talking about hats, right? And he said, last year you wouldn't have wanted a Mustangs hat if we were 1-9. I said, yeah, we would. Ask the guy sitting beside you. He was 0-10 at one point, and we still covered him just like he was 10-0, right?
Yeah, you liked our hats a lot better than our football at the
time. But nonetheless, I mean, it's one of those things where you just see, like, he's trying to turn his program around. You are the epitome of turning a program around because you struggled mightily your first couple of years, and now you've turned Newcomerstown into that team that is a every year you've got to go through you for the IVC, and every year you're going to be in a playoff position, and it's just a testament to you and your staff and all your kids as to what you've done at Newcomerstown the last 9 years finishing up.
Yeah, and I heard Coach White say, it's a testament to the kids buying into what you're trying to do, and it does take time. I expected to jump right in, and I was like, I can jump in and win right away. That's not how it worked out.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah, it put me in quite a hole in the coaching record.
Well, here it is. You want to read Coach's career record?
I'm not ready to announce it. Dom, keep that thing secret. We still got some work to do.
You do, but I can tell you it's a lot better than it was 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah, 0-20 digs a big hole for you to start out.
That record's not what you're looking for. It's what comes beside it.
Yes,
5
playoff appearances in 9 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a testament to you and your staff.
Yeah,
100%.
4 consecutive playoff appearances. If you would have asked me, playoffs would have been totally out of the realm. We weren't even thinking that when I got started. Like, it just seemed like a impossible goal at the time. But the kids really bought in, and we've had some quality football players come through Newcomerstown, and that record shows that.
Now, Dom, for a lot of kids who play your position, and I say your position, mainly talking about running back, I know you kind of go all over the place. In an offense like Newcomerstown runs, you're going to be getting the ball. It's going to have to be, I don't want to say short yardage carries. You're going to have to find the hole and kind of work your way through. It amazed me time and time again the way that you would go into the pile, and all of a sudden, there he is on the other side, and there he goes. Do you feel that, or is it something that you can actually see? Is that all a credit to your vision on the field, or you just kind of it works out that way?
I mean, our O-line does an amazing job because, that's really what we special in.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like my vision is very well from playing running back. We've ran the wishbone since I was in Biddy.
Mm-hmm.
So, it really helps a lot that you get used to it. Pretty much.
Yeah, I agree with you. Some of the things that this kid does right on the football field amazes me. I'm sure they amaze you.
A quick story about Dom. He, size-wise, not that big a kid. And there's a lot of times, when we need a yard, and there's sometimes, I'm debating on, do we go for it here on 4th down? And there have been times when Dom sees the look in my eyes like, he's thinking about maybe not going for this. He says, Coach, I'll get it. Just give me the ball. I promise I'll get it. And, so when he makes that statement, I always gave him the ball, and, he never let me down, never let us down on that. So
that's a great story. And from doing the coaches show, during the week, we like to ask a little bit different stuff. So I'll ask you the same question I asked Coach Buddy White since we're near Thanksgiving. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
It's got to be stuffing.
Stuffing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, homemade stuffing?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, it's got to be the homemade, no stovetop.
Yeah, homemade's definitely better.
Okay, does it got to be in the turkey or out of the turkey? Or doesn't matter?
Out of the turkey.
Out of the turkey. You don't want no cooking in the turkey? All right, what else? If it wasn't stuffing, what's next on the zinger go-to?
Probably the cornbread.
The cornbread.
Yeah.
Now, do you do the jalapeno cornbread?
No.
Just straight cornbread.
Yeah.
Honey? Butter?
Butter.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, there's no wrong answer to this until somebody says cranberry sauce.
Well, right, correct. What's yours? Favorite side dish?
I'm getting jealous because he's saying homemade. I'm not sure if I've ever had something homemade.
Well, we ain't going to tell the wife that, dude.
Oh, she's
watching.
You just lost. She's watching. I'm just kidding.
He's sleeping on the couch tonight.
I'm a deviled egg person. Deviled eggs.
Oh, yes. See, I got that video of get out the way with the deviled eggs behind it. Oh, yeah, that was me the other day. But I got to tell you, you don't want to be anywhere around me for about 12 hours later. You know what I'm saying? 12 hours after, you don't want to be around. You know what I'm getting at, don't you? All right.
Just so you both know, this is what I deal with day in and day out.
You guys know that, right? Mm-hmm. We like to have fun, and that's what it's about. Sure. Coach, looking to the off season now, I do want you to give a shout out to your seniors. Not just this guy, but the rest of your senior class and what they've meant to your program. Just talk to me about your senior class.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of seniors. We had 6 seniors this year. That have, given everything to our football program. All 6 of them were starters for us this season. I'm going to try not to forget any names, but we got Tanner Smith, who we graduate this year.
He's got to be the all-time leading receiver, isn't he?
He leads the school in touchdown receptions.
Okay. What's he got, 5? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. kidding.
No, he has a lot more than 5. Yeah, but I understand.
Tanner is going to drive down here.
That's
tell you
fine.
How many he had.
That's fine. They only had 6 last year.
If he played somewhere else, he'd have a lot more.
Well, absolutely. That is not a shot
great
towards
receiver.
him.
Jackson Smith played center for us this year, and like Dom said, our O-line is really the strength of our football team. So he did a great job for us this year. Help me out, Dom.
Harvey?
Logan?
Josh Harvey, our inside linebacker. Led the team in tackles the last 2 years.
Logan
Metz, another offensive lineman who, he's been a 4-year starter for us. We kind of have run behind Logan for 4 years, and, I think we set some school records as a team in rushing during those 4 years, so he was a big part of it. Who else? Clay Bishop. Another kid who started on the O-line and D-line for us and had a knee injury, unfortunately, for the 2nd year in a row. Non-contact injury. Just wasn't meant to be for a full season, but still gave us all he had. And even with a torn-up knee, asked me if he could play on senior night. And, I had to ask Mr. Peoples, our super. I was like, am I allowed to do this? But he did get to play a little bit, so.
Good.
Just shows you how tough he is. Did I get them all, Dom?
Yeah, that's it.
And a testament to your program, too.
I got it, Jackson.
Oh, go ahead.
I got him.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Over 270 yards on the ground is a total for the season. Those are incredible numbers. 37 touchdowns on the ground, averaged over 33 points a game. Even on the defensive side, 12 interceptions, 9 fumble recoveries. So you guys were ball hawks too. You had a few of those, right?
Yeah.
And just a testament to you and your program and all the kids down there, man. We love that you open up your program to us. You have since day one. We appreciate you and all the coaches in this room of allowing us to do that. We appreciate you, the kids, for allowing us, young men, allowing us to cover you. We like to pick fun and have fun. So if I see you out at Walmart, I'm going to be patting the hair, and
and he's going to say, "Who's this strange man?"
but that's what it is. It's the relationships that we build with the kids and the coaches and the programs, because we can't do it without you guys. And that's what it's all about. It's always been about the programs, the kids, the coaches. It's always been about that for 12 years.
And the kids look forward to you guys coming down and giving the hats off awards and the pancake awards and. When they know you're coming, they're excited for you guys to visit. We appreciate everything you guys do.
I'm usually the one who goes down because you guys are just down the road from me, of course. But I do have one slight bone to pick with Coach, though, about that. You know why?
Why?
One of the times I stopped down there to give awards, there was boxes of ice cream sandwiches that I guess were for the kids, and I didn't get one out of that.
No, you're more than welcome to. You should have just took it.
No.
We give them chocolate milk once in a while, and you couldn't even get an ice cream sandwich.
I think that was for Bryce's birthday. We gave ice cream sandwiches out to the kids. So,
well, Coach, like Chris said, always appreciate your time for sure, and we look forward to another great season upcoming with Newcomerstown football. Now,
you got a goodie bag.
I do have a goodie bag. Are you going to go through that?
So while he's digging into this, right? Our decision for Player of the Year, obviously, we had an exceptional guy in our area that would just. I mean, he is what he is, right? And Grady Kinsey, right? But when it came down to offensive MVP, you were one of those guys at the top of everybody's list of what your numbers were. You had 153 carries, 1,400 yards, 21 touchdowns, averaged 9 yards a carry, 143 yards a game. You had 6 catches for 107 yards and a touchdown, which I didn't realize you caught a touchdown pass this year. I'm kind of surprised, and you probably were too.
And it was that was an accident, I think.
It might have been. And then 18 of 20 on 2-point conversion runs. 18 of 20. Teams knew what you guys were going to do, and they still couldn't stop you. You had 9 kickoff returns, 1 for a touchdown, 21.6 yards per punt return. That's 2150 all-purpose yards, 23 touchdowns. You also added 29 tackles, 2 for a loss, 4 picks, including a pick 6 on defense, 13 pass breaks up. Eastern District Co-Offensive Player of the Year, and you are now the Big Z Sports 2025 Offensive MVP, and congratulations, brother. You earned it. You earned it, man. Yes, absolutely. Give that man a round of applause. not just for the hair, but for the athlete, man. You did it all around. You could have, easily been on that candidate for special teams, defensive.
Mm-hmm.
You did a little bit of everything. You were the Swiss Army knife for that team, and not being a big kid, I don't know how you went through and sustaining your body for 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 11 weeks of football every year. And, it's a testament to you and your staff and your coaches and your family. Congratulations, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
That is something to actually point out, too, because I'm trying to think back through our list for offensive, defensive specialists. I think Dom might have been the only one who appeared on all three on our finalist list.
I agree. Yep.
And just to add in there, not that we need to add anything to that, but he's the all-time leading scorer in the history of Newcomerstown football. Also all-time leading rusher in the history of our school. And I think he has somewhere around 12 records at Newcomerstown now. Some of those have stood since 1940s.
Wow.
1960s, some of those records.
That's when you graduated, right, Chris?
So, yeah.
No. That's more like Shannon. He graduated in the 40s. Maybe Casey. But no, that's incredible, Coach, and thank you for chiming in with that information. That's awesome, and it just goes to show what a good athlete you've been for 4 years, man. And good luck at the next level, whatever you're going to go do. Good luck in college and getting into the real world. It stinks, man. Enjoy your senior year as much as you can. Being an adult stinks. Am I lying?
I'm not going to end it on that.
I'm just saying, enjoy the last 6 months, brother, and congratulations,
Appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything.
Absolutely. That is head coach Dirk Gadd and our offensive MVP here in 2025, Dom Zinger, the Zinger, here on Big Z Sports. We'll be back right after this.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products? DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC Vitamins and Minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. Or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Wrapping up the 2025 high school football season with our postseason show from the Point Dining, brought to you by the Keim Company. Delicious eats here all evening long.
What'd you get, Coach?
I had their Point Burger. It was really good.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I had. Really good burger.
Yeah, and
really
if you're wondering, when he says Coach, head coach Giovanni Iono of the TCC Saints. Welcome, Coach. I'm happy to know you already got to eat, thankfully.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Coach, let's start off with the 2 wins. After a tough couple of seasons, you guys pick up 2 wins this year. Huge for your program. The first one with Federal Hawking, with St. Thomas Aquinas in week 3, then Federal Hawking in week number 5. Just talk about what finally getting that monkey off the back. And we talked about it on the post-game show. We were all so happy for you and your kids and your staff.
Yeah, thanks. Going in the season, that was the main topic, is the losing streak. And obviously, you can't take a step forward until you get rid of the first monkey off your back, and that's the losing streak. So I'm real proud of the boys. We've had a lot of adversity, playing tons of young kids. This year, still starting a bunch of freshmen. And, sometimes it didn't look on the scoreboard, but the growth that the kids had and getting those wins, the confidence. And I was so happy they're both at home. The feeling with the fans being excited for you and stuff. So that's something we're hoping to build on is, you got to teach them how to win before you can begin to win.
Now, Coach, I got myself and Shannon got to be down there for Week 10 against Strasburg. I know that game didn't necessarily go how you guys wanted to, but what I was so impressed with was something that we talked a lot about with the Saints through the years. your numbers this year. You guys had really, really good numbers, and that's kind of where that growth starts to start moving towards that direction and, make those 2 wins, maybe 3, maybe 4,
Correct.
maybe more than that.
Yeah, correct. You gotta do the building blocks. When you first take over, you have 8 kids, and then you play the season with 15, basically, and 12, 13. So this year got up to 31. We got up to like 31, 32 kids.
Yeah.
A lot of them are inexperienced. They're young, but at least next year they're not young. They're not inexperienced.
Right.
We're hoping next year to have more numbers than that. I'm hoping to be in the high 30s even. You know what I mean? So, that's going to translate into wins down the road. You can't constantly be struggling for athletes and expect to be able to beat. I mean, football in Tuscarawas County is just awesome. I mean, we got as good as it gets, and I know I'm in the smaller IVC, the north, but it's a dogfight.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I mean? There's nothing easy about it.
No.
So we have a lot of great coaches. So, you have to build somewhere to get to the point where you can compete with those guys. And that's where we're hoping next year we can start to prove we can compete with them.
Yep.
It's all process, and I'm really happy with the boys, how it's turning out.
So you talked about the kids learning and learning not just some of the fundamentals of the game, but how to continue to grow. Where is the biggest growth that Coach Iono had in his second season?
Oh, probably the patience of it, because you get so down on yourself last year, because I hadn't been out for a little bit. It's it's going to come. It's like because if I show I'm down, they're going to be down.
Yep.
So that was the biggest thing for me is, have the patience that it's coming. We're climbing the hill. We are making ground, even though some games you don't feel like it, but you are taking steps every day.
Patience and grace.
Correct. Yeah, sure.
Now, I will ask this very important question, too. Please tell me that those throwback uniforms are going to come back at some point next year, too, right?
Yeah, so
good.
Those are, I thought those were cool as heck.
No doubt about it.
Because a lot of people don't appreciate, Indian Valley won state championship, but before that was the 1965 St. Joe's team. So we were honoring that. So we also had the champion before that was like the 62 or 63 St. Mary's team. So those jerseys are actually reversible.
Yep.
So next year we're going to flip them inside out. We're going to be the St. Mary's Blue Waves.
Yeah, the Blue Waves. I was a Rambler.
Oh, okay, you were?
I was a Rambler.
So was
I was, yes, sir. Nice. I was a Rambler till fourth grade. Then I was a Tornado. But
oh, boy.
I was still a Rambler for 5 years.
Yes.
That's all right.
Absolutely. I'm sure that carried you through, though. So.
It did, 100%. Listen, getting my knuckles whacked by the nuns early in my life, they did wonders.
Yeah.
They did wonders.
Sure did.
Coach, something else that, just from watching you guys this season, you had some playmakers, some underclassmen who stepped up in big ways that I know you're going to be leaning on into next year. And seeing that, initially, whenever you have some upperclassmen who are going to have to take the bulk of, whether it was the carries, receptions, tackles, whatever it is, you guys had underclassmen almost across the board who were making those big roles.
Yeah, I'm really excited. We have a very good group of freshmen, sophomores. Now, this year I'm actually anticipating some good senior play, too. But we have a lot of kids that are current freshmen, current sophomores. I feel are going to be primed to take a huge leap forward, because the other thing, too, is I told them, hey, you want to play football in the state of Ohio, it's year-round.
Yeah.
You have to lift. And that was a big problem with us, is not lifting enough, and that's something that we're correcting, so that way that talent can thrive, and you can be those Dom Singers of it just here and Grady Kinseys. Those guys work their tails off year-round.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm really excited for what the future holds for TCC.
I mean, you look at Savello, you look at Pugh, you look at Joe Moss. Grady Stein had a great year for you. Obviously, Nick was only able to play half a year for you, so being able to keep him under center, all season next year as a junior will be huge. Cal Stewart did a great job for you when he came in and took the place of Nick when he had to sit out. Just talk about Cal and the other seniors and what kind of the mark that they left on this program.
Yeah, so Cal Stewart did a great job. Like you said, he came to us out of the blue, came from up north from Stark County, and he needed a place to be, and we were the place for him. And he did a great job filling a bunch of voids that we had, right? He did a great job of running back and safety. Then he took over for quarterback. He was just a great utility guy that you could then count on. We had Christian Torella, which we talked about earlier.
Yes.
He had a terrible injury the beginning of the season. He was a really prime for an outstanding senior year, and that breaks your heart, but what? He's still, not like I told him at our banquet, he will still be remembered by his peers and his classmates. He is a good football player. He was not able to show it this year on the field. But, guys like that, my other senior was Loudon Savage, another guy that stepped in. He filled a void. He played hard for you. Those guys and my seniors last year kept the program alive. They are the ones that had to be the sacrificial lamb, so to speak, to let you take that next step. Somebody had to do it, and I'm proud the heck out of those boys for being the ones to help us step forward, because without them, we're not going to have what we're going to have next year or the following year or the following year. So they can hang their heads high. They may not got the wins that they deserved, but they put us in a position to be where we're going to be in the future.
100%.
Well, I know for Christian late in the season, seeing him, still walking around with the team, I don't think having a walking boot on, or he might still have a walking boot on at that point, but just seeing him there, being there for his teammates and his team, I know that's a big thing that a senior does when they can't take the field. I know he did that well.
Yeah, he did. He was always around, and they respected the heck out of him. You know what I mean? They knew what he was. I mean, everyone felt sorry for him. But, keeping a guy like him around even during that, when it was tough on him, gave everyone hope that he wasn't down in the dumps, so you shouldn't be down in the dumps either.
Well, and you talk about this team like the growth, right? 2024, they were 0-9, 0-4 in the IBC, and it scored what, one touchdown? Two touchdowns.
Don't cheat me on the one.
No. And Coach, looking at this year, you averaged almost 19 points a game. You had 19 rushing touchdowns, 4 passing touchdowns. That's huge growth from one year to the next.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how happy that makes us for you and your staff and your kids. We appreciate you opening up your program to us and giving us access anytime. You're always willing to call and jump in, and we appreciate it. We look forward to continuing to cover the Saints as you continue to stack those wins year after year, and we just appreciate everything, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Yeah, I appreciate everything you guys do for us. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, and happy holidays to you and your family.
Same to
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And favorite side dish real quick?
Mashed potatoes. I mean, I am a classic man.
Okay, so just straight mashed potatoes, or do we get them whipped with like some sour cream or some cheddar?
Man, normal. Just standard. I am not fancy. I like them standard.
Noodles, gravy, just mashed potatoes?
Well, gravy too.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not an animal.
Beef gravy or chicken?
Huh?
Beef gravy or chicken?
It's usually chicken. Mom normally makes, I guess it'd be turkey, but
okay, right.
Gravy,
but yeah, okay.
Yeah,
all
typically,
right.
Yep.
That was one that I was not expecting. All right. Head coach Giovanni Iono from the TCC Saints in year number 2. Looking forward to year number 3. We'll be back here from the Point Dining with another coach right after this with Big Z Sports and Claxon Communications.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Welcome back to the Keim Company season wrap-up show 2025. I got the boss with us now. You got shoved back in.
Huh?
You got shoved back in.
I'm kidding because you blew my ears out. I adjusted it. This is a Friday night.
Do you see how this goes already? Like you've done one. This is your first coach of the night.
Yeah.
And you're already picking on me.
Yeah. I want people to get the true feel for a Friday night.
Well, yeah, they can get that. All right. Well, let's welcome in head coach Kade Adams of the Tusky Valley Trojans, first-year coach, and you start things off with a win right off the rip in overtime. I remember talking to you on the post-game show and how excited you were and how excited we were for you to get a win in overtime in your first game as head coach, and you hadn't been a head coach for very long.
No, not very long at all. It was very fast.
And actually, the way his season started after it all went down, I remember texting you about, because we were only a couple days or maybe a week away from our preview show.
Yeah.
And his response to me was, he goes, I appreciate you reaching out. You're going to have to give me a few days to get everything situated.
I believe the exact word was, let me get my ducks in a row.
Yes.
First,
let me
get
my
back
duck.
to you.
Yeah. So the Ducks, week one, the Ducks were in a row.
Yeah, they were there.
They were in a row. So talk to me about, kind of the prep and everything. Like, you hadn't been the coach very long. You're coming into week number 1. You've got Waynedale. You're on the road. What were your expectations, honestly?
Honestly, the expectation-wise for the whole year, I didn't have big expectations. All I asked my kids to do was play hard. Give me everything you got for the whole game, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, I always want to win. That doesn't always happen that way because I hate losing, which anybody should, but I just want them to play hard.
In the scenario that you were in, I know we talked about this early in the year too. Being that you knew and had coached the majority of those kids on that team, that had to help things a little bit. Just having that comfort level of you knew these kids. It's not like you were walking in blind and starting and knowing in 2 weeks the season was starting. You knew these kids. You were around them. You knew who they are and how passionate they are to play football.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of the kids, like you said, they knew me, so they trusted me, and I felt like they would already follow me in the battle at that point in time just because they trust me, and that was definitely made it easier.
And then, Coach, you bookend with the season with wins. You get the win in week number 10 over Sandy Valley in a great football game that we got to cover. Talk to me about what you learned from week 1 to week 10 that made you a better coach moving forward.
I don't know if we got enough time for that. I learned so much this year.
We got time, Coach. We got time.
I mean, I just kept learning all along the way. I know a big thing I learned was about trying to stay calm. So I'm pretty wear stuff on my sleeve kind of guy. We're very emotional, and I just have such a passion for football and winning, so the emotions really take over sometimes. I had to learn to dial that back. That was a big thing, I think, helped with the kids seeing me stay calm a little more.
So something like what Coach Iono said, he feels like from year 1 to year 2, his biggest thing that he improved on was patience in giving himself grace, right? Patience of knowing it's coming, it's got to take time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and also giving himself grace when he thinks that maybe we didn't have a good practice, maybe we didn't have a great game tonight. Did I prepare the kids hard enough? Give yourself grace and know that you did all you could do, and sometimes it just doesn't work out, right?
That's for sure. I've been trying to learn that patience thing for a long time. You can ask my wife.
Yeah, he has too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, it's not even the same deal because I was never under Friday Night Lights trying to coach. But when you coach any group of kids and you're competitive, like as you said you were, I know that was my hardest thing. It's like I had to always dial it back because you over-critique, and then they're still kids or high school kids.
Yeah.
And once they see any glimpse of failure on your face, it's so hard to get them back. And that's why, staying positive like that, and like you said, just kind of letting things slide and knowing when there's a time to correct that. And it sounds like that's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
You saved it for practice instead of piling it on in the game.
Yep.
What does the off-season program look like as you go through winter and spring and get ready for year number 2?
Well, I tell you what, off-season, I'm so excited to have an off-season. Obviously, you guys know I didn't have one last year.
Yes.
So, it's been, football ended, but it hasn't ended for me. I've been working nonstop trying to get off-season program together, lifting program, getting everything in order. And I'm starting my off-season lifting program in January, and I got kids lifting now too at 5:30 in the morning. So it's going to be good. I think I got good kids that want to turn this around just as much as I do. So I'm pretty excited for that.
And that's the thing. Once you have the kids bought in, and they have the same goals in mind that the coaches do, it makes everything so much easier.
You got to have them bought in. If they're not bought in, and the community's not bought in, it doesn't work. Guys like Jason Wallick and Coach Lancaster, they got a community that's all bought in.
Yes.
And everybody's bought in. That's why they're the way they are. And that's it's kind of where I want to get to. What them guys got going on.
So speaking of community, we know Tusky Valley's been hit hard the last couple of years, and then coming into week 1 in Mason White. And we got the pleasure of seeing Mason last night, and he's doing well. He's smiling. He was at the basketball game last night. So great to see him. Talk about initially where you thought maybe this would, maybe the kids get like, man, do I really want to do this? Do we really want to play a football game right now after this just happened? To using that as a positive and having him be one of the focal points of inspiration for your team and your community throughout the year.
Yeah, it was rough at first. We called a team meeting Sunday after it happened. We called an emergency team meeting at the school, brought kids in and sat them down because what kid's not going to look and say, man, I don't want that to happen to me. Maybe I don't want to play.
Right.
Especially being a freshman out there in a varsity game, and I had other freshmen that are his buddies that he's been playing football with since first grade. So it's easy for them kids to think that. So we called that meeting to work with them and try to tell them like, hey, we're here for you. So it's a freak accident. We gave them the stats of how many times this happens, and it's very rare in every aspect of football in all ages. It's a very rare thing. So, but then it turned from there, and every kid kept playing hard, and we just used Mason. Like, man, he's watching. We had him on live every game, so he could see us, and we let him know like he's gonna let you know if you guys mess up. He will.
Yeah.
He ain't afraid to do that.
Yeah. Well, and listen, if you don't think that this Tusky Valley Trojan community is strong and together, man, if you didn't think it before, the last 2 or 3 years, you know it now. What a tight-knit, strong community you have. We know you have the support of the administration moving forward, the kids moving forward. Before we let you go, enjoy your holiday. Coach, talk to me real quick about your senior class.
Told the seniors a big thing, like I always remember them being, that's my first senior class as coach, so it's always special in that aspect. I take my hat off to them. I came in, they had 3 years of a different culture. They had 3 years of not me. And I came in, and it's probably a little bit of a culture shock to them, but they stepped up and did pretty well with it and played hard. And I wish I honestly would have been there for them for all 4 years, because I think they could have done a lot better with what they had. They just didn't have a good hand dealt to them, I don't think.
Right.
Now, they were great kids. They worked hard, stepped into leadership roles, and I'm proud of them.
Absolutely, Coach. Well, we're proud of you and your program, your staff, your kids, the whole Tusky Valley community, and we wish you nothing but the best. We thank you so much for, being new to Big Z Sports and not being really, kind of hitting the ground running with us. You've allowed us access whenever we've needed it, whenever we've asked for it. We can't thank you enough, and we're looking forward to turning that page in year number 2. And I think by now we're all about the kids. We're all about the programs and the communities, and we look forward to covering you in 26, Coach.
Absolutely. Thank you. We appreciate what you guys do, too. I think it's awesome.
Absolutely. That is head coach Kade Adams of the Tusky Valley Trojans. We come back. Still a few more coaches to go right after this with Big Z Sports.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products, DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC vitamins and minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Welcome back to The Point Dining in New Philadelphia. Joe Geckler, Travis McClellan, and head coach Jason Wallick from the Garraway Pirates joining us. Big thanks to Kime Company, our sponsor for the Big Z Sports postseason wrap-up show. And, Coach, another season under your belt. And, we got through about 11 or 12 weeks of the season with wearing shorts and a polo, and it was nice out. And all of a sudden, it was like Mother Nature said, I'm just going to give you a winner. And that's what it's been the last couple of weeks. But what a great season. The weather was awesome all year. And, of course, another successful season on the Hill for you guys and another long run. You run into your nemesis, though, in Kirtland at the end. But you know what? We'll get into that in a little bit. But as a whole, I thought a very successful season for you.
Yeah, I thought our kids really grew up, after graduating 16 seniors off last year's team. And, you didn't really know what to expect at the beginning of the year. We knew we had, some good quality offensive linemen back, all 3 defensive linemen back, going to be the heart and soul of our team. And then, we had some injuries at the beginning of the year with those guys and started shuffling kids around. But I really thought our skill really developed and our young guys grew up real quick. And unfortunately, it took us a couple weeks to do that. But I thought, once we had that, loss at Girard, a wake-up call at Girard, and Brady Miller really kind of took control of our team as a leader, as a captain, kind of put the team on his back and made a world of difference. Sure. And you could see the change in the attitude during practice. You could see the change in the attitude in their film study and just everything as a whole. So I give that kid a lot of credit. He was our vocal leader. He was our locker room leader. And, yeah, we really turned it around after the week 5 game. So, and believe it or not, how about that? I actually mentioned the kid.
I know you did. That's good. I was actually going to bring him up because obviously I attend practice quite a bit for you. And, once Cooper Gintz came back and he was healthy and he was got the rust off from missing all those games in the middle of the season, I really saw a difference in that defensive line and then the attitude. And you talk about Brady Miller. Oh, my goodness. Like, that kid was firing these guys up. I haven't seen a defense that fired up and that ready to go since a few years ago when you had A and B, that defense reminded me of that.
Yeah, our defense really played well. Even when you look at the Indian Valley game, other than 3 big runs, and Grady is one heck of a running back. I'm really glad he's gone.
Yeah.
Hopefully tonight when he walked out the door, it's the last time I ever have to cross, eyes with him again. No,
he's
I'm
trying
kidding.
for a red shirt.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm kidding. But a great kid. But other than those 3 big plays, I thought we really played well. Even week 7 or whatever that was, I think it was 7.
Week 7, yeah.
But yeah, we knew coming in those 3 guys were the heart and soul of our defense. They played all 13 games last year. Colson had started as a sophomore for us as an offensive lineman. He transitioned to be a great defensive end and really good offensive lineman too. But, we really, really banked on those 3 kids because of what we do defensively. And, when you lose Cooper, after 2 series in a Riverview game and, just
kind of a freak thing, really.
Yeah, just completely a fluke.
Yeah.
Injury that he had and in the spring, and then I think he re-aggravated it at home. And anyway, just the way those things went down. And Colson pulls his hamstring in the Norway game. I think it was in the first quarter after a great play. I mean, so then all of a sudden, now you're shuffling guys in and trying to get guys ready. And, we had hoped to just get those guys some experience so we could develop them for the future. And now they were starters for us. And they did a great job, all those guys that played. And then we had injuries to our backups. And it was just I think Coach Gerber started 5 different offensive line groups in our first 5 games. So, we really couldn't get that camaraderie going either. Brady, we were going to play him defensively some, and then he gets a knee injury, and I think it was in practice. I'm pretty sure it was in practice, whatever week that was. So then we couldn't really use him defense. It was it was a cluster, but our kids really pulled together. So proud of our kids and our coaches that do such a great job with our program. Getting the next guy ready. That next man up mentality, and got a lot of guys that got a lot of experience this year.
Oh yeah,
Coach. I'm going to preface it by saying I mean this really as a compliment. I know that's scaring you, but in years past, I got to cover you quite a bit with Joe and really enjoy that time because of what I'm doing chasing kids. I only got to see you 1 game this year. And I remember between the first and second quarter, I told Joe, I said, it's almost like wash, rinse, and repeat out here in Gareway. And what I mean as a compliment is you guys are the model of consistency with what you do as a coaching staff and what you do with your kids. And to me, it was like I never left and watched you win that opening round pretty handily. It was like, to me, watching different names on the jerseys, but the same team. And I don't want you to name any names, any coaches, but speak to how that consistency goes. I know you say you don't coach a lot of practice, but how much does that help you? Because to me, you guys are the model of consistency of what you're doing year after year after year. I see different names, but I see the same product.
Well, I mean, it all starts, honestly, with our Pee Wee program. I mean, those guys in 4th grade are running the same formations and most of the same plays that we are. Yeah. Even our defense, we're a 3-4 scheme defense and an angle defense, and you got to rotate guys and move guys and bring guys from here and there. Yep. And we're trying to do our best at the 4th grade level to teach those guys that. So, you're doing it in 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th freshmen. Yeah. There's really no sense in changing. Now, obviously, we throw some wrinkles in there, some tweaks. We did a lot more 2-back stuff this year than we've ever done. Sure. But you're right. I mean, tweaks, it's just little tweaks to hopefully fit our personnel. But listen, I've been very fortunate. I've said this over and over and over. Just the longevity of a lot of my coaches that have been around for a long time. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I guess I don't know. Hell, I talked to Tiger Laverde again today. He texted me again today, and they've been running double tight Maryland Eye quarterback sneaks on any down for 20 years that he's been there. And it's worked for them as well. So maybe I need to go study his offense and do what he does because I don't know. I mean, we can't get over that hump, I guess. Hopefully one of these days.
Well, I mean, I listened to it there. Couldn't be there, but I listened to it, and you're speaking of that game against Tiger, but I mean, you were right there. I mean, the score was a 14-point game, but that wasn't indicative of really how that game went, at least to my ears, listening.
Yeah, I thought, I thought we came out and really set the tone with our physicality on our first drive right down the field. We run the ball, we throw the ball well. We get in the red zone. We just miss a pass on first down to Colson, who I think probably scores on that play. We just missed one on 3rd down to Jackson. We took the shot on 4th down, and and then we have to turn around and punt, and God bless Wyatt, we fumbled a punt and to give them the momentum after we just had the momentum. We just stopped them 3 and out or 4 and out, whatever it was, and it was just we were really proud of our kids with their effort, with their game planning, with their studying of what to expect all week, and those guys really took it to heart. We came out, we executed. After that, first drive offensively and defensively, it's 14-7. We get the ball back on the 30-yard line, and we're going to take a shot, and we took the shot, and unfortunately they picked it off and on the 4-yard line. Now we just need to get a stop, and we didn't get the stop when we needed to. So, it was a great game. It was a great battle. It was physical. It was the type of game that we worked so hard for from December whatever until November whatever the following year.
you work so hard to be in games like that. That's why you play the game. That's why you're up at 5:30 all year long.
And that's what I meant with my first question with that model of consistency. You ran into Perry one year, the Perry Pirates. You ran into Manchester one year in the regional South Range, and you're this far from winning that game. And then, the Kirtland a couple times that you've been in the state semis, you've been in the regional finals. You guys are doing such a phenomenal job out there. It's fun to watch.
Well, I appreciate it, and it's a testament to our kids, and their work ethic and their desire and their commitment to the program, all the community that supports us, on the Hill on Friday nights, and I appreciate it. And it's been a lot of hard work, and one of these days we're hoping to get over that.
There you go.
Sure. I think the turning point of your team was that loss to Indian Valley. I think you guys came out of that game and you said, you know what, like we're right there. You were playing the Division 4 defending state champions. So it is what it is, and you're at their place. But after that game, especially when you went to Week 10 and you went down to West Lafayette and you beat your rival 14-0, and all of a sudden it's like your defense, your coaches, your players, you locked in. Yeah. And the preparation, and I'm going to shout out your coaches because I know how hard they work. Yep. And they had those guys ready from that game on. It was unbelievable to watch that defense because I called every single game to the end. And to see that defense play and the way they had them ready, it was unbelievable. And you should, if you could give a coach of the year, that would be your staff. The way they did it Week 10 on. Unbelievable. And the things I was hearing, I was at practice the day before the Kirtland game, and your walkthrough practice, and the guys were coming up to me. He's like, "Hey man, we know this, we know this, we know this," and it's just like, wow, that's really cool. Tendencies like that, and just to have them that prepared and that excited, that shows you a lot.
Yeah, and that's again. I've always said I'm very blessed with our staff to have a great coaching staff. All of those guys. I think there's 11 or 12 of them. I don't know, so I'm not going to name them because I always forget somebody. But those guys are phenomenal in what they do, and the time and the effort that they spend away from their families. It's 7 years in a row that we've been in the Sweet 16 or further. So 7 years in a row we've played 13 or more games, and that's a lot of time away from families. But we're such a tight staff, a tight community, a tight our football family is special. It really is, and that goes from all the way from the kids to the parents, to our coaches, their wives, their families. We try to do as much together as we can without get on each other's nerves too much. But and it just shows their love and the commitment to the program as well. And then they transition everything and to the kids, and the kids take it very personal, just like all the little tendencies that we picked up, in that game, and that going into that game, and most of those tendencies all held true, by the way, just so you know. But unfortunately, we couldn't stop the quarterback sneak. But it still takes the kids. Listen, I don't care if you're Ryan Day or Jim Tressel or Urban Meyer, whoever. It doesn't matter. If you don't have
3 Ohio State coaches that you mentioned.
Listen, I don't want to be thrown off the air yet. But it doesn't matter. And they'll tell you. Now they get to recruit their players, obviously, and bring the best people in the country and pay them all this NIL money. And well, it's not even NIL money. It's not NIL. Well, we can do NIL, but it's nothing like what people think it is. And but anyway, you have to have the kids. Sure. But at the same time, you have to have the kids who are willing to commit and dedicate themselves in the off season. Because I've started our exit meetings already. I think I had 10 or 12 of them today, and if those kids don't buy in, and if they're not willing to work in January, February, March, April, May, June and July don't mean anything, because you can't build a championship program in June and July, so it's exciting. It's thank you.
That galvanization of the team happens in times of suffering, in hard work. Mm-hmm. And that's the off season. There's that old saying, there comes a time when fall asks what you did all year. Yeah. And that's the reality of it, is you're made a football player in the weight room and those type of things, not on Friday nights. The Friday nights is the culmination of all your hard work, but it's in the weight room. It's during two-a-days. It's in the hot sun when your buddies are at the pool and sipping lemonade and, hanging out with girls, and you're on the turf sweating and working, and that's when teams are galvanized, and your chemistry has been part of your success for sure.
Yeah, and that fits right in with our slogan for next year, Rise and Grind. I mean, and there's so many different aspects of that, not only the rise and shine, early in the morning, but the rise of upping your game all the way through the season. The grind, the long grind, I mean, it's it is a long grind, because if you want to be successful, you got to start in December, late December, early January, whatever our 30 days is, and it is a long grind. Yeah, and you got to prepare those bodies for that long grind. I mean, I think we played 19 straight weeks this year. We looked at it, and when you add in the 2 days in camp, we were 19 weeks we were together, and that's a long season.
For 16, 17, 18-year-old kids.
But how great is it, though, to have all these extra practices with these long runs in the playoffs to help galvanize even more? Because, you lost, 18 seniors, if I remember right? But you have all these guys coming back, and that's all, I don't want to say free practices, but yet it is.
It is, and we looked at it just a couple weeks ago. I think 4 or 5 of our last teams have played more than 50 games in their career.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, so when you're adding in, and some of them are 55 and 57, so you're adding in a whole nother season or more.
Sure.
So every day those freshmen are coming to practice. Yeah, they might be running scout team, but they're still going through individual. They're still getting better. They're still working hard. They're still buying in. We have been very, very fortunate to be successful and to get those extra weeks of practice. People don't realize that when you're playing 14 games, 15 games, year after year after year, it has helped build the program. I mean, it's not what we're doing. It's what those kids are added to their effort.
Get them there, keep them there, develop them, and watch them shine, right?
Amen.
Yeah.
And speaking about watching them shine, I'm going to talk about 2 guys here, one on each side of the ball for you that I thought made huge strides this year. And you could agree with me, disagree. But I think coming into the season, one of the biggest question marks on your team was at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I think you were like, man, okay, what are we going to get? Who are we going to have? I think in your mind, I think you may have known. But the way Grady Miller started the season and the way he finished the season was like, wow, like a sophomore playing like a senior. I mean, he played really well. And another kid that played on the other side of the ball that came in and really shined was Wyatt Reifenschneider.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he really grew a lot as a player this year.
Yeah, and thankfully we have both of those kids back next year. So, but no, Grady, the biggest development in Grady is I think he went from 5'7" to about 6 foot or 6'1" if you ask him. But when you grow 4 inches in a year, that was one of our biggest concerns with him coming in last year. He might have been 5'8" last year. I don't know. But we were going to have a big offensive line this year, probably the biggest line we've had. And it was going to be difficult for him to see over, and we're going to have to do some different things. And then all of a sudden he just kept growing and growing and growing. All of a sudden I'm looking at him, eye to eye, and you're thinking, hey, you know what? This kid's growing. And Grady's done a great job. We're really excited about him. He's a competitor. He's going to be okay. Now, I had my meeting with him today, and he's got a lot to work on, a lot to learn. He can grow. The sky's the limit, but he hasn't done anything yet. He's still got a lot of potential. Potential meaning obviously he hasn't done anything yet. Other than lead us to the regional final, and you got to give him credit for that. But his growth, his development has been great. Watching Wyatt just become the player he has. I mean, from where he was last year as our starting safety to this year, and him and Braylon Books back there in the backfield, it was a lot of fun to watch those two.
Some big hits.
Yes. But those 2 kids are going to be pretty special next year. I don't know where we'll play them or where we'll put them, but good chances we could move those guys around a little bit. I mean,
you need some D linemen. You need some D linemen, right?
A lot of time to figure it out.
Those are 2 really, really good kids that are really, really good leaders too, both on and off the field.
So let's continue and finish up with next year. The schedule's almost set. You're still waiting on a week 1, but looks like everything else is set. Obviously, you're not going to have Riverview, but Dalton's back on the schedule. That's going to be a rematch from this year. That's going to be up at Dalton week 2. Week 3 is Norwayne up there. Week 4 will be Zanesville at home. Week 5, Girard at home. And then, of course, the IVC stuff. So you'll have Indian Valley and Ridgewood at home next year. So a good home schedule on the hill for you.
Yeah, it's a good schedule all around. It's going to be a very competitive schedule. You look at, like you said, Dalton week 2, it's, the regional semifinal rematch with those guys up there again. They're going to be very good. Norway. Listen, there's some really, really good high-quality Division 4, Division 5 teams on our schedule, and we're a small Division 6 school now.
Yeah.
Our numbers have not grown. We'll be Division 6 again next year.
Okay.
So it's going to be a very, very challenging schedule. And then with the state going to 12 playoff teams, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we just have to continue to work here in the off season and get prepared to go through that grind. And again, rise and grind, because it's going to be a grind. And hopefully, we get to that point where we can win some games and win enough to get into the tournament. I really think if we can get in the tournament, we can be a really good football team.
Sure.
But it'll be a challenge to get in just with our schedule, and you never know how things are going to go.
Sure.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, say it to you all the time, man. Thanks so much for everything you do for us and allow what we are able to do with your program. And we appreciate you and the program and the coaches and the players for buying into Big Z Sports and supporting us and, you giving us access to what we need for our content and everything else. But most importantly, your friendship, and we appreciate everything.
Well,
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate you more than you know.
Yep, appreciate you guys, and I say it all the time again, what Big Z Sports does for our area, high schools, is phenomenal. People take it for granted, and you can go just north, you can go just south, and you're not going to find east or west, and you're not going to find another station, whatever you want. I don't even know what you even call it anymore, because you guys are so big and everything you guys do, but for all of our local area teams, I'm telling you, we didn't have it. We didn't even have it at the college level when I played. Travis,
right.
You know that.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So it is. It's awesome what WTUZ and Big Z Sports and JER now do for however what you guys all do for our local kids. It's a blessing. It really is. So thank you guys.
We appreciate it, Coach, and on to your number 26.
Off and running.
God willing.
Off and running.
That's head coach Jason Wallick of the Garraway Pirates joining us here on our Big Z Sports postseason wrap-up show. We'll be back after this with another coach after this with Big Z Sports.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products? DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC Vitamins and Minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Welcome back to The Point Dining and the 2025 wrap-up show brought to you by the Keim Company. And Joe Geckler and Logan joining us, and Logan McPeak. Yeah. Do you know anything about anybody other than Indy Valley?
I actually do. I know a little bit.
we got to pick on him.
We got to talk golf, though. I mean, which would be okay. I mean, me and Logan could talk.
By the way, I don't think you heard, right? But when I was talking to head coach Dirk Gadd a little bit ago, he said his favorite side dish was deviled eggs.
Okay.
And I said, I love deviled eggs too, but you better not be around me for about 12 hours afterwards.
That's with anything you eat.
That's what happened over there. Somebody was eating deviled eggs.
Oh boy!
Just going to throw that out there. So, all right, we are going to talk about
Chris Kale, everyone.
We are going to talk about some of the coaches that in teams that weren't able to be here tonight. Of course, it is holiday season. It is, everybody's got things going on. We'll start off with the Harrison Central Huskies head coach Anthony Hayes in his 8th season. They picked up 2 big wins this year. They got wins over Akron North, and then at the end of the year over Buckeye Local. Actually, I take that back. They got 4 wins this year. My bad. Also, Weir and Bel Air. So 4 big wins after 2 wins the previous season. They did a really good job. And Brady Heyer, the senior quarterback, and then their senior running back, kind of gadget guy, Bo Rinks, just really good football players.
Yeah, I got to see him a couple times.
Yeah,
Week 1,
exactly.
Week 2 against Claymont, and then against Newcomerstown. And a much better, a much improved team from last year. Did a nice job, did Anthony Hayes with that team. And, 4 wins, that's an improvement. You double your win total from the year before. Now you just got to build on that. But like you said, Brady Heyer and Bo Rinks, that was kind of their spark plug on offense. And their defense was hard, played hard. They're physical. But, yeah, the 2 games that I saw them in, they were in that Newcomerstown game, and I think that's the game that they lost at the end.
Yeah, it was at the end.
That's when J.J. Justice scored, and they took the lead, and then they went for 2. And the Claymont game, I mean –
They were in the Claymont game, right?
And then Claymont just pulled away at the end. And, Claymont much improved this year. So, Harrison Central, nothing to hang your hat on. A great season.
Oh, great season. I mean, you look at the Claymont game, you look at Malvern, that was a 15-point or 17-point game. Union Local got away from them a little bit, right? But the Edison game they were in the Indian Creek game until late in the year. Or late in the going with Indian Creek. But, you look at that, average 24 points a game. They gave up 26. Logan, one thing I think that they can improve on is the offensive line play and defensive line play. They only had average 99 yards on the ground, and they gave up 169 on the ground. Definitely something they can improve on in 26 with their line play.
Absolutely. And when you consider the fact, Indian Creek was a playoff team, Edison a playoff team, Malvern a playoff team, Claymont, Newcomerstown, Union Local.
Yeah.
You have so many teams here. They were all playoff teams, and most of those games, they were in.
Yeah.
So that, what were they, 4 and 6?
Yep, 4 and 6.
That could have especially with the Claymont and Malvern games.
Yeah.
And especially they were in that Indian Creek game all the way through.
Right.
You're talking, you could potentially be looking at 6 and 4, 7 and 3, and potentially looking at a playoff team.
Right. If that Edison game comes out differently, they probably get in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were watching them kind of through week 8 and week 9 and said, look, this is a team that if you get a win here, you could slide in with a win in week 10, and they just let it get away from them against Edison. But like you said, overall a great season. Kane Dunkel, what a big wide receiver, tight end for Harrison Central. Chaz Culbertson, Jacob Keto, some of those seniors, that played their last game down there, and always hard to see seniors graduate, isn't it, Logan?
As a senior myself,
yes.
It is very hard. I can remember after that Indian Valley game, it was a rough scene, but we all got to move on in life, and those guys are all going to go on and do great things in life, as are these kids right here, because Anthony Hayes is a very good coach, and he teaches those young men how to be men in life after football, and I feel like that's what it's all about, right?
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
And if you ever get a chance, Chris, I don't know if you've ever been down there to see a football game, but go to Harrison Central and see a great atmosphere, great facility, awesome. And if you're lucky enough to be in the press box, you're going to feel like you're in the Taj Mahal. So it's a pretty awesome place.
I've called plenty of basketball games down there in their new gym. It's awesome, And
football game with me next year.
I know. There you go. And I watched plenty of soccer games on the field when Haley was playing. The Carrollton Warriors, another one of those teams that was really close to that playoff berth. West Branch and Salem needed to go a different direction. Obviously, we know how good West Branch is. But Storm Hill in his second year, they finished 4-6, 2-3 in the EBC. They beat Minerva in week number 10. When you look at their wins, they defeated Edison, like we talked about, a playoff team. They defeated Howland. What else? Marlington, and then the Week 10 win over Minerva. But a good season by Carrollton. But when you run into teams, like Alliance, like Salem, like West Branch, we know what West Branch is about. The EBC is not an easy conference to win football games in.
It's not. It's not at all. And, when you get into conference play, we talk about it a lot because we do a lot of IVC games. But when you get into the IVC South, that's a gauntlet. You get into the IVC North for those other teams, that's a gauntlet. You look at your conference play. Some people think, oh, well, who'd they play out of conference? It doesn't matter. Look at their conference. The IVC is one of the best conferences in the state of Ohio, but yet so is the EBC. And, you get into conference play, oh, you really didn't play much in the non-conference. Well, because we don't need to.
Right.
That conference gets you ready for playoff time.
Right.
And that's how the EBC is.
Yeah, I agree. And watched Hunter Allison last night play on the basketball floor. He stepped in and did a nice job as a quarterback this year of the Carrollton Warriors. Of course, Levi Kiko was kind of their bell cow. That kid could put up 150 yards in a hurry. Isaac Husted also on the basketball floor. He was a senior on the football field this year. And then one of the kids that I like to always mention, he was one of those Big Z Sports Special Teams Player of the Year candidates in Payson Havens, only a sophomore. He was a candidate as a freshman. Just what a luxury it has to have a kicker that can get you a 30, 35-yard field goal at any time on the football field.
It's so important, and when you consider extra points and field goals, those points matter. Whether it may show up in the score sheet or not, those points matter in a football game, especially when you're in a close game like Carrollton was many times this season. Those points matter at some point in the game, and it's just a luxury. And considering the fact he's only a sophomore, they've got that luxury for 2 more years.
Yes.
That has to be a great feeling for Coach Storm Hill.
Absolutely, and thinking about their seniors as well. Javen Johnson, another one of those that watched on the basketball floor, great athlete, did a great job, and Storm Hill going to reload for 2026, and like we said, one of those playoff teams from last year. They didn't quite get in this year. They're in a tough conference, and we'll have to see what 26 holds for the Warriors.
Yeah, for sure. Every coach, gets back into the weight room, and they get after it. And, it'll be fun to see Carrollton next year and see how they, grow from this and, get better.
And a team that absolutely went all the way down to the wire, and they lost to Tuslaw 39-28. They beat Tuslaw in week number 10. They are in the playoffs, and that is head coach A.J. Sarbaugh on the Fairless Falcons, and of course they finished the season 4-6 on the year. Some big wins. They started off with the win over Sandy Valley on Thursday night, and then the win at Tusky Valley. They lost a tight one to Orville in week number 5. Triway, a very good football team that they lost to. Manchester, we know what they did this year. They got a win over Northwest in the second half, but really, if you look, if they could have knocked off any of those 4 teams that they lost to in the second half of the year, turn one of those, they would be playing in week 11 because they'd be sitting at 5-5 and would have got the points to get in. But head coach A.J. Sarbaugh does a great job year in and year out.
Absolutely. I got a chance to watch these guys play Tusky Valley in week 4, and the discipline of that team, just how well they were coached, it was apparent all night long in that game, and it was apparent all night long, all season long, is what I should say.
And AJ always losing his voice?
He does, and he lost his voice when I got to talk to him after week 1 or during week 1, and, he is always so gracious with his time and his hospitality. Another place, if you ever get to go see a game at Fairless, get up there and watch a game.
Yeah.
And, it's a fun place to watch a game. Next year, not unfortunately, but it's going to be at Sandy Valley.
Yeah.
So, hopefully we'll get up there. We'll see. But, it's A.J. Sarbaugh does a great job up there, and exciting to see what he does does. He has Ritterbeck coming back.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. They bring back Mikey Ritterbeck, the quarterback. They bring back Peter Snavely, Bronson Brown, who's a running back / quarterback that we talked a lot about during the season. He was a Hats Off Award winner as a sophomore. Jack Kirby as well. So the Fairless Falcons wish them nothing but the best.
The next team stings me a little
bit. Yes, it does.
The news that came out today kind of stings a little bit.
Head coach Brian Gamble, after 9 seasons, announces his resignation from Sandy Valley literally today.
Yeah.
We wish
Hours
BG
before our show went on. Yeah.
We wish BG nothing but the best moving forward. We look forward to seeing what the next adventure has in store for Brian Gamble. Such a great person and a great mentor, a great coach, and we wish him nothing but the best moving forward. Did not have the season that they wanted to. Be interesting to see who ends up taking over the helm at Sandy Valley, and where they move forward. Caleb Dubner will be a senior, Natch Overly a senior, Caden Sanders a senior, Aiden Barfield a junior. They bring back a lot. They lose a Gino Tozy and some others, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with them moving forward and who takes the helm.
Absolutely. I got a really nice text from Coach Gamble earlier today before we went on the air, and just thanking us for all we did for his program, and really nice to hear from him, and I wish him nothing but the best, and he's going to land on his feet. And
absolutely.
And whether it be a coordinator role or a head coach role somewhere, but you know what, he was just. He said, "I've been in the Valley for half my life."
Yeah.
And he goes, "It's just time to move on." And I get it. And he's very gracious and always great. And one thing that I will forget, that I will miss, every Friday night. Go Cards.
Go Cards.
He started that, and now everybody is.
A lot of the coaches
coach
do it.
Saying that
Absolutely.
at the end, and that's one thing that Brian Gamble started in our area was Go Cards, and now everybody does their team.
Absolutely.
Go Pirates, Go Tornadoes, whatever it is.
Yep.
That it's really cool.
Yeah, and Coach Gamble, Logan, definitely left his mark at Sandy Valley as an assistant, as a baseball coach, as a head coach with the Cardinals, and we wish him nothing but the best. Just a great human being.
Class act individual, and I always loved how just disciplined his teams were. They were always so well coached. They were always ready to play every single night. You felt every time you played Sandy Valley, regardless of how talented they were, you knew you were in for a dogfight just because of how well coached they were. I mean, this season doesn't define what he did at Sandy Valley. You look at the insane amount of injuries that they had
100%.
All season.
Yep.
When you talk about Liam Fetty getting hurt,
Yes.
Gino Tozy going down.
Yep.
I mean, you have and multiple other starters that went down. They're playing so many underclassmen this year, where this year will be a learning experience for most of those kids, and I expect them to jump right back on their feet next year. That's how Sandy Valley has been for the last many years.
I agree.
Just jump right back on their feet.
Yep, I agree, and we'll stay tuned to see who's going to take over the helm at Sandy Valley in 2026.
Yep.
And Joe and Logan, thanks for joining us, man. We got one more coach that we got to get in here and one more player, and when we come back on Big Z Sports, we're going to do just that and wrap things up from the Point Dining here in New Philadelphia.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products? DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC Vitamins and Minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Right Mark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Right Mark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
For the final time today for the 2025 high school football wrap-up show, live from the Point Dining, and we thank the Kime Company for making this possible again this season. Hard to believe, putting a bow on it now.
I know, and thank you to everybody here at the Point Dining, our waitress and all the cooks and everything. Food was phenomenal, as always. We appreciate them. And Gage, what'd you eat?
I don't even know what it was. It was some pasta thing. It was the Point pasta.
Okay.
Oh, he got the same thing I did there.
Okay, yeah.
The reason why he didn't remember it is because it went down his throat so fast.
Yes, it was gone within 5 minutes.
I know, and then he was asking for dessert.
Oh,
you don't want to take this guy out to eat.
Did you get him dessert?
I don't know if Adam got him dessert or not.
Let a big guy eat.
Let a big guy eat, right? I get it. We're welcoming in, of course, Gage Moore from the Strasburg Tigers and head coach Jim Morris. Where's my touchdown grass?
Sorry, I was a little busy at the hard court.
I know. So how did that go?
We weren't successful. We played really hard, and really proud of how the girls finished the game.
Awesome. That's what counts, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about 2025 at the Strasburg Ron Hurst Field. Things went well for you guys. Going from 3-8 and being a playoff team last year. Everybody wanted to talk about, okay, 16 schools got in, whatever. You guys earned your spot. It doesn't matter, right? But now you can really say, look, we really feel like we earned this one because we turned it around, had an 8-4 season. You guys were the 7 seed going in, picked up a playoff win in round number 1, went on to round number 2. Things didn't work out like you wanted to, but continued to take those next steps, Coach.
Oh, absolutely, and it's all because these guys right here, they bought into the locker room. They really did what we needed to do as far as what we wanted to project as coaches. They followed along. They worked with each other. They put in the time, and they really came together as a family, and it showed in tight games and the way we handle ourselves on and off the field.
And, Coach, I'm going to ask you something similar to what I asked Coach O'Hara with Conotton Valley. Being a Division 7 school, sometimes numbers are a concern. It's not a concern with Strasburg. I know you guys have really good numbers that come in and year out. But sometimes you got to really work and figure out who's going to play what position, and sometimes you'll be undersized for that position. I don't think that ever really appeared to be a problem, though, for Strasburg in the trenches. You guys had a lot of success there, and I know that's what drove Tigers' success this year.
It was. With what we're doing offensively and defensively, our front 7 were very good. They worked every day on their steps offensively. They wanted to pride themselves on being the most physical team on the field, and for the most part we were. Defensively, same thing. They just wanted to wreak havoc our front 4, and then our linebackers, it's hard-pressed that they're not one of the top in the county because they really flowed well. They read scout reports. They bought into everything, and they made plays. I mean, they really got to the football and wreaked havoc.
And Coach, one of the most prolific offenses, especially through the first half of the year, was the Strasburg Tigers this year. You guys were putting up crazy amount of points. You still finished with 28.5 points per game. You only gave up 17. I mean, on both sides of the football, you guys performed. 35 touchdowns on the ground, 222 yards rushing average a game. And then throwing the football, you did it when you needed to do it. Sophomore Brody Boffman comes back after the injury last year, does a really nice job for you guys.
He really did. He managed the game really well. He distributed the ball the way we wanted him to do that. And he's a student of the game. He understands. He watches a lot of film, and he's very coachable, and he cares greatly. And he really cares for his teammates. And that's what the big thing was. These guys all cared for each other, and we had 5 guys that actually could do a lot of damage with the football, and it was just trying to get the ball to him, and any given night that guy was going to be hot.
Yeah, and speaking of one of those guys is sitting right here, and dude, I joked with you earlier. I said, dude, aren't you like an 8th-year senior? It seems like you've been at Strasburg forever, and it's probably because we cover you in darn near every sport, right?
Yeah.
So be honest with me.
Okay.
From going from football to basketball to baseball, whatever else you do, how do you keep your body in the shape that it does? Because you don't miss games.
Yeah. I don't know. I just going through practices pretty much, just trying to push myself as hard as I possibly can, lifting hard, conditioning when I have to and stuff like that. So
do you any special diets? Do you do massages, those sort of things?
Diets.
No. That's no is the answer.
He just said he had deep fried pasta and dessert. I don't think so.
I know. But
no,
I mean,
it's just, eat what I want, honestly, and then just go run it off.
But it takes a lot to be able to do this for 9 months, 10 months out of the year.
It definitely is hard on my body.
Your body takes a toll, and you do a great job. Like I said, you don't miss games.
Yeah.
Whether it's on the basketball floor, whether it's on the football field, you seem to be that guy that can always be counted on.
Yeah.
You're going to suit up on Friday night or Tuesday afternoon, whatever is needed to be.
Yeah, I definitely strive to try and miss as little as games as I can. I just enjoy playing so much. I hate missing. Like for the past 3 games for basketball this season already, I've been out because I got hurt in football. But it's just been pain and killing me to not get out on the court with them. But I got to do what I got to do to help and get myself healthy to play again.
Right?
But
you close?
What's that?
Are you close?
Yeah, I come back Friday.
Okay. So there you go. Well, you might not want to let that cat out of the bag, but he'll have you Friday night.
For
so
the rest of the week.
Okay. So he'll be happy because he's got you on Friday night.
Yep.
You know what's really funny, though, is I'm just realizing, sitting here, I asked Coach Mo about, the size for the offensive and defensive line sometimes being undersized. I think sometimes teams that hadn't seen you guys up close and personal yet, when you'd come out and line up defensively and they'd see the line and then Gage lining up at linebacker, they went, wait, hold on a minute. I think he's supposed to be up on the line, right? But you kind of floated to a lot of different positions, though.
Yeah, definitely stayed mainly at the linebacker position, but, throughout the years I've been placed here and there, but I just try and do the best that I can wherever I'm needed.
And what are you going to do on the basketball floor when you get the ball?
I'm going to be smart with it.
Well, yeah, you're going to be smart with it. You go to the post, man. What do I tell you every year? Get inside and work.
That's right.
Get inside.
I'll be down there.
I'm just.
I'll be down there.
That is such an open-ended question. What are you going to do with it? I don't know. There's like 8 different things you could do.
I've been telling him that for 4 years.
I'm going to catch it. I'm going to dribble that ball. And pass it to the teammate.
Coach, I definitely want to ask you this because I know whenever we got to see you guys out there on the field, I believe it was, I can't remember which week that we had you guys, but there was so much excitement around Strasburg football, and I know that's something you have definitely put a focus on, getting that excitement back there in the stands. What does it mean to see the community coming together and seeing that success and, being right there and back in the Tigers, from week 1 all the way through into the postseason?
Oh, that's what's the beauty of the community. The community really is what drives us. They're very supportive. They're very understanding, and they care greatly for their athletes. And the more they got excited, the more we got excited, and the more we got excited, they fed off of it. It was just one of those things. The community just was really proud of the product that we had this year, and that goes to these young guys that really just poured their hearts out and played every game like it was their last. And I think the people saw that and really respected that, and they backed us fully. I mean, we had crowds at every game. It was outstanding.
Well, before we have Santa Nick reach into his gift bag over here.
It's not a bag; it's a box.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you, what is the one thing you're going to miss the most about football season?
Just the atmosphere and being around the guys. Just going out there, having a great time and playing with them. I think I'll miss that the most.
Okay. What are you going to miss about him specifically?
Well, first of all, his leadership. Outstanding leadership. It really was. Since his freshman year, we've been talking about it every year, had meetings and did things, and he has grown up so much in the past 4 years. It's unbelievable. He is a teammate that everybody wants on his team, and I'm going to miss that kind of leadership, and I'm also going to miss a little bit of his sarcasm.
A little bit of his sarcasm, like he just did with me, you mean? Oh, okay. Well, speaking of Gage and what he did on both sides of the football, I want to read you some stats. He had 127 tackles, 12 for loss, was named East District Co-Defensive Player of the Year, first team IBC, first team East District. Of course, the Tigers finishing up at 8-4 on the season, and you are going to be able to add Defensive Player of the Year for Big Z Sports onto your little resume there. So very well earned, and congratulations, man. Well earned. Gage was another one of those guys that you could have put him in on about 3 or 4 of our different awards just because of all he does on the football field.
Yeah, and then that was the case. I mean, we go through with various different athletes who are so good at, specific things, but, if you have one category, you could say, like the wild card of somebody who it doesn't matter where you put them on the field, they're going to make a difference. Gage would definitely be at the top of that list or near the top for sure.
Absolutely. And we got one more little piece of hardware too.
This is a bit of a surprise, something we haven't done
for
before.
Coach Mo. This is the first time that we have had a co-coach of the year.
There we go.
And it was absolutely split between you and Buddy White. And we felt it was appropriate with the seasons that you both had and what you both have meant to your communities and your programs. We wanted to give the first ever Co-Coach of the Year award. So, Coach Jim Morris, you get the Co-Coach of the Year award.
Congratulations.
And, just talking about Coach Mo and he's obviously key wins over Steubenville Catholic Central in Week 2, Conotton Valley in Week 4, 31 points a game, only gave up 15. These are regular season stats. Offense averaged 233 yards per game, 27 touchdowns, 88 yards passing, 8 touchdowns. He was also named East District Co-Coach of the Year in Division 7, and it's our honor to give you our Coach of the Year award, and you definitely earned it. You're one of my favorite guys.
I appreciate that. That goes a long way. I mean, with all the coaches that are in this county and how good they really are, to just be able to even share it with someone is outstanding. And I can't say enough about what you guys do, and I can't thank you enough. I don't know. I really don't have any words. I'm shocked with it because we do have some outstanding coaches.
Absolutely. And but just to pick on this guy a little bit, right? He coaches softball, he coaches basketball, he coaches track and field, he coaches football. He does a little bit of everything.
The one moment for me that makes it definitive that absolutely, Coach, you deserve that kind of recognition is Week 10. We were at TCC when it was Strasburg versus TCC. It was freezing out. The weather had finally turned.
Oh, yeah.
Now, and rounding out the year, Strasburg knows that they kind of control their destiny with a postseason bid. Pretty much, I think you guys were almost locked in at that point, but a win definitely put that through. And we're sitting in the press box, and all of a sudden we hear the Strasburg crowd getting really hyped up before a kickoff, and we see one guy down in front of the crowd jumping out of his shoes, and guess who that was?
Yeah.
So there you go.
I know. I get it. I get it. Well, just thank you for always opening up your program, no matter what the program. I think you could coach tennis. You could coach chess if you needed to, right? I mean, it is what it is. But you always open up your program. We appreciate all that you do for the communities and several communities that you're a part of. And you're a great person, a great man, and we appreciate everything you do.
Well, thank you so much. And again, I can't thank you enough for all what you guys do for this county. It really, and I know you've spent tons and tons of time, and really the award should be going to WTUZ for everything you guys do. And I can't say how much I appreciate what you do. We look so forward to having you around because it's such a great quality program.
We appreciate it, Coach, and congratulations to you. Well deserved.
Thank you very much.
You have had a tremendous 4-year career. Not done yet.
That's right.
Not done yet.
Sports.
You got a ways to go. Enjoy every second of it because when you look back, man, these will be the absolute best years of your life. I promise you. So,
well, thank you very much. I appreciate this and all you guys do for us. It's
good luck the rest of the way. Good luck in life moving forward, and stay close to home.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Not going too far.
All right. That is Gage Moore and head coach Jim Morris, of course, of the Strasburg Tigers. That's going to wrap things up for here. But we got to thank everybody from the Point Dining. Of course, we want to thank Logan and Casey Claxon and everybody at Claxon Communication.
Logan working double time today.
I know. And Natalie for all she does. A shout out to LB. Saw her or talked to her today. And good to talk to her. And, of course, for our sports director, Adam Sweski, who's the brains behind everything. We couldn't do it without him, without all of our play-by-play teams, all of our stringers, all of our coaches, all of our players, all of you, the listeners and viewers. We couldn't do it without you.
No, I mean, I think you encapsulated it perfectly. And, hey, we've got basketball now that we're focusing on, and wrestling coming up. Baseball and softball will be here before you know it. And also, 2026 will be here before we know it, too.
It'll be right around the corner. And, so make sure you stop into Big Z Sports. We'll be at a gymnasium near you and a softball field, baseball field near you coming up in the spring.
We're going to be somewhere.
We'll be somewhere. And we appreciate you guys listening.
Shannon's giving you the time
He's
again.
giving me the time. I know. We're wrapping up. Big Z Sports out.
Thanks for watching this Claxon Communications production of High School Sports on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel. For the latest news and scores, follow Big Z Sports on Facebook, on Twitter at @Big_Z Sports, and on Instagram. Don't miss any of the live stream coverage all season long by simply subscribing for free to Big Z Sports on our YouTube channel. For the best in high school sports coverage, there is only one Big Z Sports.